Yeah, what's up, everybody? Xbox Nation, Wednesday night, the best fucking podcast on Wednesday nights. I guarantee it. That's a promise, actually. I go out of my way to make sure we have some really cool, compelling content for you guys, and a good, compelling list of people as well. And since this is 100% not a work, it's a shoot that I actually had some cool documents, and I've sent them to some of the people on the panel. And it's going to be a good show because we're going to break down some of this stuff. Some of it you guys will probably find boring, but we will highlight some of the better parts or the more interesting parts. And we have some other topics as well. Obviously, the big Call of Duty stuff, boots on the ground. We're going to discuss that as well. Some of the other stuff, that late breaking news of the day. Wednesday is always a really big day for news. It kind of worked out that way well, I think, because we did get quite a few things, including the Forza stuff and all this other kind of stuff. But I want to do some introductions. We have the governor, GKB. How you doing, bro?
What's going on, man? Good to be back on the show. Tons of Scorpio news and spoilers, everyone. It's fucking awesome. So
hell yeah, can't wait. And that's the main thing to take away from this. And we don't have your wife here because she had the night off because we're talking hardware. But we have my brother and your brother, but no, technically he really is my brother. We have Hellhammer. What's up?
Not much. Just excited to talk about some of this stuff. There's some pretty good stuff in these documents.
Hell yeah.
Expect a lot of trolling from Hellhammer tonight. You already started.
I'm in an especially trollish mood today. So.
Yeah, well, when isn't he, right? And we've got the often impersonated Dealer Gaming, who
often impersonated.
He was actually impersonated. No shit, like on N4G. It was funny.
Yeah, Crap messaged me. He's like, "Bro, is this you?" I said, "Well, can the guy spell?" No, it's probably not me. So yeah, just if you think somebody's on N4G or some other site, just message them on Twitter or something, because obviously these idiots are impersonating people. It's kind of funny. And real quick, I did want to say I've got a big Battlefield 1 giveaway coming up here soon. So follow me on Twitter at @dealer_gaming. And now we got that out of the way. Let's introduce D, right? D.
Yeah, D, the first time here, I'm a fan, man. You do some really good work. The first time having you on the big show, you've been on Z's podcast and stuff like that before. First time here, man. Welcome. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having me. Really excited, man. We got a good show today. Some juicy news on Scorpio. Oh, man.
Hell yeah, man. It is, man. It's always juicy. And speaking of juicy, it's a man who looks great in a Crap Gamer Was Right t-shirt, Noof Nukem, who somehow joined us, even though he told me last week he couldn't make it this week. And then he's like, "Where's the topics?" Like 2 minutes before the show. And I was like, you said you weren't coming this week. He goes, "That's next week, bro. My bad." And I was like, "Okay, sure. What's up? What's up, Noof?"
Good evening, everybody. It's going to be a great show. And I just wanted to say Noof Nukem apologizes for being late. He was pulling Cletus out of the sheep pen. It's going to be a great show. Let's do it.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, it's good to be here, Crap. Again, apologize for any inconvenience or the miscommunication. I actually sent you a message like earlier today saying I could make the show, and somehow I didn't get a reply from you. And for some reason, then when I went to jump into the podcast chat, the link wasn't showing up in my Twitter handle, so it was kind of interesting. But anyway, I'm here now. Should be a good show. I'm sure we're going to get right down into it. COD, World War II. I'm sure we're going to be chatting about that and a bunch of great stuff. It's going to be a good show. Indeed, it's great to have you here, man.
Thanks, my brother. My fellow Canuck, yes.
Yes. Well represented from Canada.
The real reason why She-Wolf isn't here is because we can't have more Canadians. That's one too many. Yeah. So yeah, sorry, She-Wolf. She's relegated to chat box help today. Shout out, She-Wolf. Hi, how you doing? Yeah. So anyway, first thing I want to talk about is this Call of Duty World War II trailer that popped up today. They did like this big reveal. A lot of people had been sour on Call of Duty, myself included. Although I kind of like the campaign in Infinite Warfare, the Black Ops 2. The Black Ops 3 campaign was just awful, and that whole game was like just the worst game I've ever played.
I can't even say how awful, how much that Black Ops 3 was.
You literally cannot say how much.
I literally can't, because it makes me so upset to think about how much time I wasted playing that piece of shit.
They sunk us in, man, with that damn Painted Black song, and I was like, "This is awesome, man! Painted Black, Rolling Stones is gonna be great." Then you get it, and I still don't know what the. I even read the Wikipedia about the story, and I still couldn't understand it. I was like, "This is some messed up shit right here."
Which Call of Duty was that?
Black Ops 3.
Really? I thought people liked that one.
No, it was terrible, just awful. Black Ops 2, which was one that I actually hated when it was out. That now that we went back to that, nice. Yeah, now that we went back and played that game, Black Ops 2 on backwards compatibility, I actually had fun with that. Like, I was playing with GKB and She-Wolf and Mooch, and I was having fun with it, and it flowed well, and it was good, and it looks good. I was like, man, that just makes you miss how much Boots on the Ground was awesome. But what's cool about this game is they're going for realism. They've got Nazi zombies, of course. They've got Boots on the Ground. It's coming out November 3rd. It's got this multiplayer hub. Maybe you guys saw that. It was like a bunch of people. Cool. And it's like headquarters or something like that. Like, it's not a mode. It's just like a, what is that? Like some kind of hub? Maybe like that's a.
Yeah, probably like where everybody can like just chill and like join groups or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
There is a mode called War, right? Yeah. And I'm thinking, it looked like there was about 40 of those people out there on the beach, right? In that hub mode. Yeah. I bet you War is like a 40-person actual mode on Call of Duty for the first time.
Yeah, I got the vibe of like a Battlefield 1 type, like big war zone kind of thing, where you pick like, because they were talking about like factions and all that kind of stuff too. So that's gonna be interesting. I don't think that's been done in a Call of Duty. So
yeah, you know what's also interesting is they said that it looks like the single player stuff is going to be not your health isn't going to be regenerative.
Yeah, you gotta use your medic.
Yeah, like you got to use your medic. I'm 100% sure they wouldn't fuck with you in the multiplayer by making you need health.
That's what I was wondering, man. I was like,
yeah, like if they do that, then they might as well just like kiss all the good.
It might be in that war mode, though, bro. It might be in there.
You know, if they want to do, if they want to do one mode, but don't fuck with the classics. You know what I mean? Like Call of Duty is all about that because it's such a Twitch-based shooter that it would really bog things down. So if you stay behind cover for a long time in the campaign, health will not auto regenerate. And you'll have to ask for a medic in the game. In addition, there is not a way to pick up ammo in Call of Duty campaign. You run out, you have to ask your squad in campaign to throw you a new magazine to use.
Seems like it's gonna be a pain in the ass.
You have to worry about every bullet. Says the developer, you're not the superhero. You can't just stand there taking 7 bullets, ducking, shooting again. It's refreshing for us to deal with recruits who aren't tier 1 warriors to show that vulnerability, they're naive. It's been a really cool challenge creating a different kind of gameplay. So they're going for realism here. The engine looks pretty good. Like, D, you were mentioning, did you say that you think it might be a new engine or like a highly modified engine?
Yeah, it does not look like the same engine because if you've been, you play Call of Duty and all that. So over the last few years, like even some scenes, they reuse certain scenes that are the same. They just might change a house or a tree placement in the background. Some of the explosions, I think it was like in the year before and the previous year, they used the same scene twice. So like you could tell that it was the same engine. When I was looking at this trailer here, it looked completely different. It looked kind of similar to like Battlefield. It didn't look like a traditional Call of Duty. So I'm going on a limb and saying it's either a new engine or a heavily modified version of the engine. But it's time they jump to a new engine because let's be honest, they've been using that engine forever.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people were. Yeah, I don't think it's a fully new.
They just mod the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, they just really mod it. But here's the thing, right? Like, it seems like they get a lot of shit for using that same, and everybody's like, "Oh, they're using the same engine. They're using the same engine." But reality is, whenever you use an engine, like Unreal Engine 4 still has Unreal 3 in it. You know what I mean? It's like they modified, they fix it up. It's not
It's just that Quake engine with some modifications going on to it, like Mod Chips' dress.
Yeah, I mean, look, you go back and go play Call of Duty 4 or 2 on the 360 and then hop in the newer ones, and even on 360, but even the newer ones on Xbox One, and you'll see a huge difference. Like, they look much better. Agreed, it might not be as good of an engine as, say, Frostbite or look as good, but for what it is, I mean, I don't think that it's bad. I think that it works pretty well, and I like what they're showing so far. Like, remember last year they showed the Infinite Warfare, and what did that have, the most dislikes ever or something?
Yeah,
on YouTube. Like over like millions and millions of dislikes, right? So to see this one kind of reverse that, although Call of Duty is always going to have its haters. Like, you're always going to see people come out and try to hate Call of Duty. Maybe they're just not fans of it. You know, the battle. It's like Call of Duty and Battlefield. Though, like, for me, I like both. even though I was more of a Call of Duty fan for a longer period of time. But it's like you can coexist with those people, but to some, it's as bad as the console war itself. You know, you have like the Battlefield fans and the Call of Duty fans, and they butt heads, and they're like, "F you, man, Call of Duty," and then they're like, "F you, Battlefield." You know, like that's how it is. For me, I'm just like, damn, this looks good. They're going back to the past. And
what's interesting about that argument, though, Crap, is a lot of the Battlefield guys, they always like talk about like how much more real it is with the mechanics and all that kind of stuff. And now it looks like Call of Duty's trying to copy that as well, and see how many of those players from Battlefield jump over to Call of Duty as well. That's gonna be interesting.
We can all agree that game is probably one of the best looking shooters to really be revealed as of right now, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And here's the best part, because I'll let you finish here in a second, D. But the best part is like people are just blown away by this, right? And they're like, "Holy shit!" If you've seen the screenshots, people are like, "Holy shit! Look at that mud on the ground, right? Like, look at this guy's shirt. Look at all
blades
this
of grass."
Yeah, fuck the grass. But like seriously, like they're looking at all these mud textures and all these ground textures and the textures on these people's outfits and their faces.
Yeah.
It's like, you do know that's why we're excited for high resolution textures, right? That's why that mud looks so realistic, right? That's a texture. Everything in that game is coated with a texture, and that's why higher resolution textures matter. So the guy from IGN did say the developers were talking about Scorpio and 4K, so pretty much lock it down. What you've seen today is what that damn game is going to look like on Scorpio. I guarantee it.
Yep.
probably even a little bit better, because we're still a little bit ways out.
We're looking at YouTube footage, so it will look better.
Yeah, like it's like highly compressed and things like that. But for me, it's like, again, this happens a lot with a lot of games, but my boys are like, "Hey, Crap, man, we're gonna get the team back together." I mean, I hear that.
We say that every game, bro.
They
Yeah,
do,
right?
Well,
They do, but you can
we do get
ask
back
Helen
together for at least a week. I mean,
yeah, like when Battlefront came out, we got together for at least 3-4 days, you know what I mean? And then everybody was like, "This game sucks," and even though I liked it, you know what I mean? But yeah, once it was like boots on the ground, everybody's like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna play it, man." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, bro, that's gonna be awesome." Same thing with the new Battlefront.
That week of them being around is gonna make the big difference.
Hey, just in case you guys did not know, the Prey demo is out today on Xbox One, so I'm downloading it right now.
Yeah, because I see Mooch. He's like, "Is anybody gonna get this game?" Or like, I mean, I think they're looking at this as advertising, right? They're like, "Hey, let's
I mean,
put a demo out."
Interesting though, right?
It does.
It looks really interesting, and I'm definitely getting it on Scorpio. I might not pick it up initially because I want to play it front to back, on the best console, but I'm still I might hold out a little bit for it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with a lot of this stuff now too, right? Like it's like I already have such a big backlog right now. It's like I could buy these games, right? But I mean, if I'm gonna buy a game that's gonna come out, 2-3 months before the Scorpio comes out, I don't want to sit there and play it when I know it's gonna be a
Shadow of War, right? Like you're like Shadow of War, like fuck it, you might as well just wait,
Yeah, like that's for me too. Like I was playing through when they announced Shadow of War. I went back and was playing Shadow of Mordor because I had it and started it and got stuck, and then I was playing it, which I really got into it, and then Mass Effect came out, and of course, and then it's like for considering there's no games on Xbox, I got a shit ton of games. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know. It's weird.
I'm like backlogged like crazy, man, like insane. And so it's one of those things where I want to just I still buy them though. I was telling Hallhammer that, right? I was like, I think I have a problem, man, because I just see me buying games like that, and I don't even need to, but it's just like I buy them, and then they just get backlogged. And next thing you know, I swore this generation, I was like, this generation, I'm not going to do that, because with the 360, I ended up with so many damn games, and like maybe 250 that I've never even played, some still in the wrapper. So yeah, like I didn't want to do that, and now here it is. I got some Xbox One games in the wrapper still and things like that. So it is interesting. But this Call of Duty game, Noof, what do you think, man?
What do I think? I think it looks fantastic. And you guys did say they didn't announce if they switched engines. They didn't really talk about the tech side a whole lot, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, let me just say, if they are still using some of their old tech, they've definitely squeezed a hell of a lot out of their engine. But again, it's been 2.5 years, and Sledgehammer is certainly, I guess, a veteran Call of Duty developer at this point in time. I thought it looks fantastic. I mean, you know, it feels like Call of Duty fully realized. I mean, Call of Duty 2 back in the day, and 3 for that matter, I mean, were great games, but I mean, you can see the graphic fidelity now, the textures, the lighting, the shaders, the skin, the way the characters look. I mean, man, I'm dying to get back into it. You know, people say, well, haven't they done World War II to death? Well, yes, at one point in time they did, because you had Call of Duty, you had Medal of Honor, you had what else did they have? Brothers in Arms. You know, there was
that
that
was like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah,
literally
like
a decade
10
ago.
years ago. And everybody was jumping on the bandwagon. It was kind of like the music game industry part, or the music games. But you know, I think it's an era of war that is so intense. It's an historical war. It just holds so much for so many people, and it's, you know, I hope to God we never ever see anything else like it in our lifetime. But I think the game looks incredible. I really can't wait to see how it performs on Scorpio. And yeah, I'm sold, man. It's first time in about 4 years that a Call of Duty game has kind of tickled my fancy, as they say.
Well, you know what's cool about it is you could tell that they were going for the realism. This might be the first Call of Duty, I guess, that's kind of doing that. You know, they've got some A-list actors and things like that. They really delved into, like, they went over there. They were looking at the weapons, taking pictures, taking it all in, kind of scanning stuff. You know, the guns are going to be realistic. Like, I can't remember the last time a Call of Duty game had legit guns. You know, like they went from like real guns, like MP. Yeah, like MP5s and M16s. They went from that to like the ZZR 9000 and stuff. You know what I mean?
No, that was actually really annoying for me, right? Because like I always had like a big interest in like military weapons and that sort of thing. And then all of a sudden, like they're using like these weird guns that don't even exist, but they're just based off of real guns. And I'm like, this is stupid.
You know, to go back to Noof's point real quick, yeah, this is the first time that we're going to see a World War II era game in such fidelity, right?
Yeah.
And the coolest thing about the C3 is that everything that you see on stage for the first time ever, you've got a console that's actually going to give you those visuals this year, right?
Yeah.
That's the coolest part. So it's not like every other year where you're like, man, yeah, it looks great there, but what's it going to look like when you play it? It's actually going to look phenomenal this year. Right along this.
And like before, how like you're saying that, you know, they showed this game and it never materialized on console because they're showing the PC version. Now they're going to be showing the Scorpio version. So exactly, we're going to know we're going to be getting this on Scorpio. And I'm one of those guys that I'm kind of a Battlefield guy, and you know, I kind of rag on Call of Duty a little bit, but every year I still get it. And last year I kind of ragged hard on it. Then I actually played it. Fucking last year's game was pretty good, actually. And this is the first year that I'm really looking at it. That's why I was saying, is it using a new engine? It really looked phenomenal. Like before, when you see Call of Duty being displayed or premiered, you could tell it's Call of Duty. It just has that Call of Duty look. This game looked completely different.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was really cool. Like I like the grittiness and you could see like the effects and things like that. And supposedly that's PS4 version that they showed, so you can imagine. Well, I mean that's what it said, but I mean,
yeah, you remember when they had the fucking PC version of Arkham Knight on the PS4 stage at E3? They confirmed that was PC footage, so I highly fucking doubt it.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Like Battlefield always, when they show off their game, they always show it off on like some super high-end PC, right? Yeah. Call of Duty, like even when like I can remember when they were showing off Advanced Warfare, that was still when Microsoft had marketing rights. They were showing off Xbox One footage. Like that was pretty cool. Like they show the console footage.
Yeah, well, that's because Battlefield has a bigger history with the PC side than it does with console. And then, you know, it's the other way around with Call of Duty. Call of Duty got popular on console.
In this case, too, because we've not seen textures with that higher resolution on any console before. In regards to the mud and shit like I was talking about. No, there's not been such high resolution textures on a console version of a game. So I don't think that the screenshots they showed off at all were from any PlayStation product. It might even be the PC version, but you can still get that caliber of textures on Scorpio. So.
Yeah. Well, they said in-game and in-game footage or whatever. Like I don't know. Like they said it was from the PS4, But who really knows at this point? I don't know. But
well, they didn't show
one thing
any
that was
actual
kinda
gameplay though, bro. Is it like not to interrupt you, I'm sorry, but
No,
like
it's good.
the Gears of War live action cutscenes, that's in engine. Technically, they could say that's in game. And what they did is they showed a bunch of those cinematic in-engine game sequences, and they can say that. They didn't really show hardly but a spigot of the guy about to reload his M1 Grand as he raised it up, right? That looked cool. But that's about the most we saw of the gameplay. The rest of it was the in-engine, just high-fidelity scenes.
Yeah, I think like
Well,
all the textures and all that
ahead.
kind of stuff is really cool too. But I'm more interested in about like the performance and stuff, like what the Scorpio is going to bring. Because if you looked at like Eurogamer and Digital Foundry and all them doing the analytics and stuff of those games, you see the performance just drop. They're always like 40, 50. They're never like a solid 60 all the time. And that's where I really want to see this game go.
Advanced Warfare held the frame rate pretty well, I thought.
Yeah, it's not too
Advanced
bad, but it's still had dips. I want to see solid,
Advanced Warfare, we can go back and play that on Scorpio. It's going to hit much better resolution because that's dynamic.
Yep.
So that's going to be cool. Like Witcher 3, there's a lot of games that are going to be really kind of impacted by Microsoft's forward thinking with Scorpio and not having to have a quote unquote boost mode. So I mean, I think that's cool. But also, you know what? And I did a video. I've been getting a lot of shit lately. I don't know, just critiques or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's just.
I don't know if it's critiques, but he's been getting some shit.
Here's the thing. Like, I think the shit sticks out more than the positive stuff. I get a lot of positive comments too and messages, but then you get a little bit of shit. So I was like, this was before I realized, or before it was known that it looked like PS4 had the marketing rights again for like the time content and stuff like that. So by the time I shot my video and uploaded it, where it was like, could there be a deal? I don't know. It was me speculating, right? With Microsoft, and people were like, "No way, man! It's not. You're whatever. It is what it is." But it's like, it's like either way. Yeah, in the video, right? I even said, I was like, "Listen, even if they don't have marketing rights, they're talking about Call of Duty and Battlefront 2 on Scorpio right now, right? They did not talk about Call of Duty last year like this."
No, and they did confirm if you pre-order on Xbox One, you do get into the private beta, right? So,
even though the fucking thing says PlayStation 4 exclusive, did you guys see that?
Yeah,
and
they all bold
had some
letters.
mild marketing materials too. So,
I
mean, it's not completely unfounded, and that's why I mentioned that too. I was like, yeah, I'm not saying it's a marketing deal, but it kind of looks like it, But it is what it is. Who said you're 100% all the time? So.
Yeah, they're can you believe that shit though? Like, look, Sony has Call of Duty World War II, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Destiny 2.
What else does Sony have, bro? Like they don't have anything else to combat the Scorpio, though. So they went after all these deals, bro. I mean,
well, you got to give them props. This is the smartest thing they could have done to suppress the Scorpio this year, because all those games are going to run better and look better on the Scorpio. Every single one of them, the divide in RAM and performance is too wide. It can't not look better on Scorpio if a developer applies themselves. So they've done what they can do, and that's the marketing battle. It's genius. You gotta give them some props.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right, and the fact that they're talking about it, I think that's even better. Like, who knows? Will they be able to talk about it with Destiny 2? Like, you never know. You know what I mean? Like, because the first Destiny, they couldn't even mention that the fucking game was coming out on their platform. Remember? It was just like such a taboo thing. It was unbelievable. And so far, we've heard them mention, Battlefront 2. Major Nelson was like, the best place to play, which is obviously a total like jab at Sony, in my opinion. He's like, the best place to play Battlefront 2 is going to be on Xbox Scorpio and EA Access, right? And so, to me, isn't that like a shot?
Oh, he said EA Access in there, right?
Yeah.
You know what that means? So why would you need EA Access if the Scorpio wasn't out before the game was out on EA Access? Meaning, we just lopped off a good chunk of time. We know it's coming out before the game launches on EA Access.
I'm surprised Sony hasn't tried to copyright that yet. Best place to play.
Hey, they tried to copyright Let's Play, right?
Yeah, that was retarded. My God.
And I'm not sure. Is it just me, but did I hear something about a co-op mode? Because that sounds pretty exciting too. The play some co-op. Besides zombies.
Yeah, is there like they said they weren't going to really talk about the co-op mode, but it looks like there's going to be a full-on zombie co-op campaign as well. So I mean that's cool. You know, like here's the thing: everybody's like, Call of Duty is dying, Call of Duty's on the way out. But then if you saw the top 20 selling games of 2016, Infinite Warfare was number 1, and Black Ops 2 was like number 9 or 10, or Black Ops 3. I mean,
not only that, they offer a lot for your $60, right? Like you get single player, you get the multiplayer, you get zombies, and then whatever other game.
I mean, look, people will say that the Call of Duty is on the outs, and it may very well be with like the more hardcore gamers and that sort of thing. But there's still going to be the people who go into their GameStop or Walmart or whatever the case may be after these release and buy a copy.
Yeah, and I think if anything today, Sledgehammer proved that maybe it's not on the outs because they got people like me who swore off of Call of Duty and bought a used copy of Modern Warfare 3. Yeah. So I would not give Activision my fucking money. They got me to say on Twitter, hey, I think I might pick this up. And this is the first time in how many? 8 years? Something like that?
And same thing. Look, I didn't even know D was more of a Battlefield guy, so I'm sitting there going, yeah, Battlefield dudes and Call of Duty dudes don't really get along, and that's why he was so quiet, right? So, he's like, man, yeah. He's like, but it looks good, man. It looks really good, and I think that's, you know, look, Xbox Live, Scorpio, you got that Elite controller. What more could you want? Even Mooch's girl, Justine, was like, I'm gonna get back into playing Call of Duty on Xbox. Right? I mean, that to me, like, she's an influencer. I know, like, you guys are like, if the joke is nobody knows what she actually does, but the fact, yeah, I mean, look good. That's a job, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so it's like
professional eyeball.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, like that's how it's gonna start. You get some of these influencers to like start saying, hey, I want to play this game on Xbox, you know, and you see the Microsoft employees, even ones that are notorious for like maybe hyping up things other than Xbox, when they start going, oh, imagine every game you see, every trailer that comes out now, imagine how that's going to look on Scorpio. Like, they're saying that.
And this is the first time that it's correct, that they like imagine it. It's going to look like the fucking trailer.
Exactly. We have almost – go ahead, D.
I gotta say, as a Xbox gamer, like this fucking generation, we've been getting kicked in the fucking teeth, and it feels so good to finally have the console that we wanted. I can't lie, man.
Yep, I agree 100%, man.
Damage control from the other side, brother, is not just high; it's through the fucking roof. I've seen so many bullshit articles and comment sections that you're just like, wow, the stupidity level now is just off the chain.
They're so salty, man. They're so fucking salty. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I pointed this out in the Crapgamer the other day. Bob's blog said that there wasn't that big of a difference between the Scorpio and
Bob's blog
and the PS4 Pro.
That's really.
It was some clickbait article on M4G, and I clicked on it, and it was like some dude's blog, and I'm like, yeah, that's a real reliable source.
That's really weird, Hellheimer, because when it came to the PS4 and the OGX1, it was less than half a T-flop, right? And there was a big difference. Everyone saw a difference, and it was in reality it was like 15 to 20 frames a second advantage, and they put that into resolution. But this is going to be at least double that on the GPU alone, and the RAM is the guy from Stardock said, the developer CEO said, there is no limitation on Scorpio like there is Pro. And the developer for Stardock could be pretty trusted on that. He was one of the early proprietors for pushing DirectX 12 and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
so
that's something we all know anyway. You know, we already know that more RAM is better and what it does and why you want it, right? So
well, I mean, look,
but the Scorpio is going to actually make 8 gigabytes of RAM the norm for developers to start using, and it's going to trickle over to all facets of gaming. And 8 gigabytes of RAM, can you imagine the type of textures and the assets that we're going to have when they're actually using 8 gigabytes? Right now, they don't use more than 4 in games. They really don't.
Yeah.
Well, to those that don't know, because I guess we kind of switched topics, that I had something anyway. Brad Wardell, who's like the Stardock CEO, he was one of those peddlers of DX12 early on when I used to make my living off that. Hey, DX12, come take a hit. Hey, we got some DX12 over here, and I'd like take him in the alley and be like, "Yo, bro, DX12 is gonna solve all the Xbox One's problems," right? That was me. But this was a lot of that had to do with this Brad Wardell guy, right? And he said,
so he was the distributor. You were just taking something from him, like, I'll sell it.
Yeah, I was the middleman.
Reseller.
Yeah, I was the middleman, really. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like
Brad,
selling
you got that 10% boost rumor.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, 10%, man. That's gonna be sweet. You know, and like
this time though, bro, because it's a different piece of hardware, and as we're gonna get into later with some of these leaks, they don't even want people using DX11 on this thing. You have to. It's harder to develop for DX11 than DX12 on this thing.
Yeah,
so,
you have to just a quick thing caveat to that is on Scorpio, DX12 is built right into it. You can access DX11, but only in maintenance mode. Yeah. So it's like they're phasing that out completely.
And they do say that the DX, what do they call it? D3D12.x, which is DX12, is the preferred API for Project Scorpio.
Well, I mean,
Absolutely.
if you're building a game for that, why the hell wouldn't you be using that? I mean, honestly,
they want that 50% boost on every game to the CPU. That's why they want it. So.
I agree 100%. So anyway, what this topic is like, if you guys didn't know, Brad Wardell, the Stardock CEO, he had made a comment.
If you notice,
D has a little bit of a delay.
Was I botting? Oh, let me come in. Let me jump in.
No. You're good, bro. You're good.
Oh, okay.
You just were on a little bit of delay. You started talking like well after I was talking. Sometimes that happens if the internet's bad. You have bad internet?
I have good internet.
Oh, okay.
What the hell? 10 seconds later.
D, why don't you jump out, bro, and jump back in?
Yeah.
All right.
Shit has AIDS right now.
Not like 20 seconds later. So anyway, Brad Wardell was like, there's no limits on games developed for Xbox Scorpio. It's going to take years for these developers to take advantage of it. And this is something that I've been saying too. It's not just about 4K, and you said that too, Dealer. We've all said that. Like GKB, you've said it. It's not just about 4K. It's about the texture fidelity and all that kind of stuff. It's like I can like Dealer. We can take screenshots on PS4 Pro of Horizon Zero Dawn, and you can switch between the modes, and then take the same picture in all the modes, and then upload them all to Twitter, and you're not going to see a difference, really. I mean, honestly, you're not.
Yeah. I sat there and watched you do that all day, and I consider myself pretty good with the discern the difference between the resolutions. And to be honest, on the Pro, I can't really tell much of a difference. At least on Horizon Zero Dawn, I didn't watch you mess around much with any other game.
I think the main thing with 4K, just doing it on the PC side, is if you're doing 4K at a stable frame rate in motion while you're flying around the world in Arkham Knight, for instance. That's when you can really just like tell. To me, anyway, like I can tell when sitting still, but it's different if you're at a stable frame rate when you're actually in motion.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I mean, but the 4K thing, to be honest, like that's cool for me. That's not the biggest deal maker for me. Is the higher resolution textures, the better lighting, the better graphical quality, just the overall fidelity is what really sells it for me. Like I don't really care about the resolution, right? Like I mean, it matters to an extent. But it's not the end-all, be-all like people make it out to be.
Yeah. One thing that I also wanted to mention was that I forget where I was going with that.
Get this boy some starbursts.
I was like, where the hell was I going with that?
He's probably smelling the Starburst jelly beans that I have over here. So he's like,
I was going somewhere with that, but I don't remember where the hell I was going with that. So whatever. Well, fuck you guys. Okay, so yeah, shit. Like I don't know, like. Yeah, I completely because I've got like
bad. He doesn't respond for like 10 seconds. Yeah, I think it might be bad.
Okay. So Forza Horizon 3, that is already like the best racing game I've ever played. And now today they like, where are they going to go with this? They're going Hot Wheels, and this expansion comes out May 9th, and this looks like the most amazing thing ever. Like,
yeah, that trailer just was awesome, right? Like to me, it brings me back to like playing like. Well, way back in the day, like the old Hot Wheels games on the PC, like the Stunt Track Racer, those kind of games, like only on a much better.
What you have there,
the Forza engine.
You have the first ever car game DLC that's going to actually sell the car game.
Pretty much.
So
Yes.
so you have DLC there that's actually going to move copies of the game that it's for.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. When I watched it, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, who
Yeah.
thought of this needs a raise, right? Like, this is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the way that they advertise that. And here's the thing with Forza Horizon 3. That game has transcended the Xbox hate, right? You know what I mean? What I mean by that is that's the first like mainstream AAA game this generation on Xbox that's gotten a good like over 90 Metacritic score.
Yeah.
It's universally loved, and even all the major sites are like, wow, this thing's beautiful. It looks great. We're in love with Forza Horizon 3 even more now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what they managed to pull off. And as we cross 600 viewers live, please hit that like button. I'd like to get the likes somewhere around what you guys are watching. That'd be killer. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to talk some more about the leaks, but I'm trying to mix it up so that it doesn't bore people that want to hear about some of the game news as well, folks. Like, I'm trying to do all that stuff. So, yeah, if you guys want to hit that like button, we're going to be talking about, there is a lot of stuff to talk about. Trust me. You know what I mean? I sent all the guys, I sent Dealer and GKB and Hellhammer seen this stuff. So we're going to give our take on it in a little bit. But right now there's
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's good stuff. Stick around. Yeah, so there is that. But yeah, this like Forza Horizon thing absolutely blows my mind. What they've done with it. What's your guys' thoughts going around? I mean, is it like, are you guys excited about this shit?
Yeah, I'm super excited, dude. Like, when I first saw it, like on Twitter and stuff, I was like, "Oh, they're just gonna add like some Hot Wheel cars and stuff," and da-da-da. And then I watched the trailer and I was like, "Oh shit, they have like the tracks going through the world and all that kind of stuff." And I was like, "That's awesome!" Because when I was a kid, man, I used to play with those tracks with Hot Wheels and stuff, just like probably every kid.
Yeah.
And it was super exciting, dude. I was like, "Yes, this is gonna be so awesome."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, you know what? They go ahead, Hellhammer.
I
You
was super
interrupting, mother-
excited too because like the whole game. It's just a whole new take on the whole game. It's going to add a lot of different physics and that sort of thing to it as well. I mean, obviously with going through like the loops and that sort of thing. I mean, it looks amazing too, right? I mean, you have the Forza Horizon 3 engine running something that really should be like a kind of a cartoony looking game. So it's really a good mixture.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting is at first I was like, oh, they're just doing a Hot Wheels car pack. They've done that before. But then you find out it's a whole expansion, like with tracks and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, hell yeah, because like I was sitting there wondering like what can they do next, because they've done it all, and now we see that they are doing this and it's going to be fucking amazing, and we're actually not that far away from it. So I'm like super excited.
Looks like it's integrated with the multiplayer as well, right?
Yeah.
So you got all your friends, you're all running around the loops, you're doing that figure eight death thing where you can hit each other. Like,
Apparently you can customize the tracks too or something like that for
and
the
it looks like it's in place like in the open world. Like you could just get on and off of the big tracks. Like I'm not exactly sure if that's a separate mode or like how that works, but it's really
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm interested as hell to see it though. Like I want to see more on it. Like they really kind of blew me away with that. And I'm a big Horizon. I mean, I like motorsport too, but Horizon is like amazing what they've been able to pump that out with.
When thinking of that and executing that like they did is kudos for sure.
Yeah, huge shout out to Turn 10 Playground Games. You guys just keep fucking raising the bar like so high, and that's the thing. Forza Horizon 3's got the graphics check. It's got a huge map check. It's got a great soundtrack check. It's got fantastic multiplayer check. I mean, this game has got it all. That just went hundreds of cars. Yeah, whether you're like a car enthusiast, you can still enjoy the game, but the game doesn't turn away, like, say, new players that may be trying out car games for the first time. And that fucking game mode, that's really going to bring in some new players, and looks like it's going to be a hell of a fun mode to play. So looks fantastic. I am super excited. Definitely going to get that DLC for that game. It's going to be fantastic. And what do you think there, Cletus?
Well, I think it looks pretty damn good, to be honest with you, man. But, around my parts, the only time we had Hot Wheels, we set fire to the wheelchairs and we had to drink our 40 ounce of whiskey before we got to the end of the driveway. And if your wheels was fucking burned off, you lost. That's how we did it back then.
I think that's just normal racing over there.
Yeah, it is. D, what do you think, man?
Have you guys seen? I think Forza is amazing. I'm a huge Forza guy. I love all of them. I like Horizon a little bit more than the regular Forza, but I still like the regular one. But I've been watching a lot of footage of Gran Turismo Sport online on YouTube lately, and that game looks like dog shit. Have any of you guys seen that?
I saw it, but you know what I also saw? I saw the articles that are like, Gran Turismo Sport looks amazing on PS4 Pro. I shit you not. I shit you not. These are the articles that I've seen.
I'm watching a little Alfa Romeo fly around fucking Brands Hatch at 3,200 RPM. It's like, it's doing like 80 around the corner. God, what the fuck? Stupid. No race car sits at 3,200 RPM in the corner.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I've seen like the screenshots of it compared to like, well, we've seen the one Forza Motorsport screenshot. Just compared to that, pretty much everything on console looks like shit. So I mean, I'm just as far as I'm concerned, like the Gran Turismo series has kind of flown the coop a long time ago. Since Forza Motorsport came out. Yeah. Like once Forza came out and they were having things like some damage and all that customization and all that kind of stuff, that really and also the handling, like that's the thing. Like I saw in the comment section of the Forza Hot Wheels thing, and they're like, wow, whoever thought of this was a genius, and somebody made the comment, it's called Trackmania Turbo. And I was like, well, that is a good point, but at the same time, Trackmania Turbo isn't handling like Forza.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
having
like
hundreds
Forza
of cars, like your own personal upgrades and paint jobs and all this shit, right? So.
Yeah. Like it's amazing. Like I have somebody made a decal set for me on Forza Motorsport. One of them, I forget which one it was, with Crapgamer piston on a PS4. Like that.
Yeah.
To me is amazing. It's like, yeah, like no lie. That is like, I mean, that was one of my that was one of my top selling shirts too.
Gran Turismo Sport has the honor and luxury of going head-to-head this year with Scorpio enhanced Forza 4, Forza 7. My bad.
Yeah,
but
that's gonna crush.
Unconfirmed, Moof. We don't know that we're getting a Forza 7. You never know.
You know, a lot of these guys, they give a shit, but they don't think about the fact that we all came from Gran Turismo. We've seen the light. God damn it.
Yeah,
that's all.
They act like.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, D.
I'm more impressed with Project Cars 2 than I am with Gran Turismo Sport. That looks a lot better for me.
Yeah, same here.
I have to say, I played Project Cars 1 for the first time, and that game.
The funny story behind that, right? Is
I warned you, motherfuckers.
I know.
I started up Project Cars one day, right? Like it was late. It was kind of late at night. I was like, man, I'm kind of tired. I don't want to play like a game that I'm already in. I was like, I'm gonna try out Project Cars, a racing game. You know, you can just stop whatever. I literally start that fucking game up. I don't even make it one lap around the fucking thing, and I'm like, this fucking sucks. And I stopped playing it, right? So like a few days later, I'm talking to Crapgamer. I'm like, yeah, that Project Cars game is like one of the worst fucking racing games I've ever played. Right? Like I think like it gives Jive Club a run for its money.
Yeah.
Right? So like he's like, I'm gonna play it. He's like playing it. He's like, wow, this is just awful.
Yeah. So my car, you're when you start off, you're in like a go-kart, and so it handles like a shopping cart. So I kept spinning out, and I actually made it. I finished the map, and he goes, "You made it farther than me." And the next thing you know, the fucking game crashed to the dashboard, and he goes, the game became self-aware, right? Like it's like trying
to shut that trash off.
Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's just like ended.
If you are determined to absolutely play,
racer to give a run for the money.
If you are determined to absolutely play Project Cars, you've got to be in GT3 or above. Everything else, GT4 and below, is all the physics are so bad, and GT3 it's not great either, but. You know, there are people out there that swear up and down that's just the best racing game ever. So I don't know.
Just like Drive Club. There's guys that swear on Drive Club. Like Drive Club, it has some pretty looking parts, but it's not that pretty. The fucking background textures are fucking garbage. And that game, it's so dull and boring. It's just, I just don't get it, man.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Drive Club was terrible. You know what? Not only that, but they didn't like the thing you have to do when you have a racing game is you have to be fun. You know what I mean? Like you have to really, really be fun. And that was just like, okay, race and get the stars so that you can unlock the next event. And I was like, this is the lamest shit ever, right? Like you can have like early on in the PS4, especially like because Project Cars and like the Order 18, you had this emphasis on graphics with like non-fun gameplay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that seems to me like counterproductive. I would much rather have a game that, you know, maybe isn't a stellar graphical showcase, but is fun. You know, like, and I'm a graphics guy. Like, I'm first to admit, like, not resolution again, because that's different. Resolution isn't graphics, folks. I know people get that confused all the time.
Minecraft is the best looking game at 1080p.
I mean, come on.
Can't wait for it in 4K. The second,
Yeah, I can't wait to play that shit in 4K on the Scorpio, bro. That's gonna look amazing.
Crap, get your drum roll ready. Here's how to break it down real simple for you guys. Polyphony Digital hasn't made really any major upgrades to Gran Turismo since Sony upgraded the user interface for PlayStation platforms.
2005, which was the PSP, by the way.
That's actually pretty fucking accurate.
It is. I know. If you look at them, like what they did with the PS4, it's very similar to the PS3's user interface.
Cars from PS3, but I mean, shit.
And
I don't know. Go ahead, D.
I've played that game for like last summer, so to see that it hasn't really progressed from summer because they delayed it, right? To see that it hasn't really progressed is sad. Like the sounds in that car, like what the fuck? Yeah. Everybody complains about the sounds of the cars in that game. Yet they haven't fucking changed. What the fuck is wrong with them?
I don't know. It reminds me of my childhood. You know, you're racing around and you hear an easy bake oven and you're like, I was a very weird child.
That is kind of weird, dude. I got to
consider that. Yeah,
that is a little bit weird.
That was a joke just for the people out there that are gonna.
They're gonna be like, "Oh man, dealer had a weird childhood. That explains it."
Dealer had a real car powered by an easy bake oven. No.
Why is it when you're driving a car at like 100 miles an hour and you hit like a turn, it feels like all of a sudden you're like driving against a fucking tornado or something. Like your car is going to stop in the middle of the road.
Well, they're physics.
Like, does anybody else feel like the game was slow? Like it just felt like you weren't going very fast?
It was extremely slow. I think that's because I don't know, man. Like they went for graphical prowess over performance, and that was kind of unfortunate. But you know, overall, that just wasn't a good game. You know, they can sit there and go, "Well, it looks good," but and I remember they tried saying it sold better than like Forza Horizon and stuff like that. But it's like, where's that team at now? They like closed down the studio. Like you don't close down a studio if the game does well, right? I mean, come on. We just got to be factual here. Where you know, like again, we don't get numbers all the time from Microsoft, but Forza Horizon 3 went over 2.5 million physical sales in the U.S. alone. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, and people were saying that was a flop.
So hang on, Craig. Let me get this straight.
Yeah,
they were bragging about something barely selling more on something that had double the install base.
Yeah, I mean, that happens all the time, dude. I heard how amazing Persona 5 was because they said it shipped 1.5 million. And then you dig deeper into that story, you start peeling the onion back, and it's like, oh, well, 500,000 of those were shipped into Japan last year. So that leaves less than a million shipped since its actual like launch. And that means how many of that is in the US, because that's going to be divided up between like
all of that in half, because half of that's on the PS3. They got 140 million units out there to sell that game on.
Yeah, so everybody that's like, oh my god, Crap Gamer, you're so wrong. You're wrong, Crap. Where's the Crap Gamer's wrong shirt? Because you're wrong. That's such a success. And I'm like, hold on.
Such a success. I didn't buy it, but I heard it was a success. It was great.
It was great. Yeah. Also, by the way, I did actually, in fact, get a Crap Gamer. Your name suits you. And I also got a Crap Gamer. You're fat this week. So I'm just saying.
You're ball, huh?
Yeah, man. You're crap. Your name is crap. That suits you. You're crap. You know, I don't know. In fact, I think I have one on the discussion. If you hit discussion on my channel, I think the top comment. Oh no, I might have deleted that. But he was like, "You're crap," or something like that.
You're crap gamer.
Yeah, I was just like, "Oh my god," he actually went there. You know what I mean? I had somebody message me on Twitter that too. It's like, Jesus Christ,
you're fat. You're fat.
You're like Xbox. You're a toxic crap gamer. Nobody likes you. You should drink bleach, crap gamer.
I show up every video though. I support the hell out of you, but no one likes you.
Yeah, no one likes you. Scorpio sucks and Microsoft sucks. They hate you. Microsoft hates you. Everybody hates you. That's what I get. Like,
hey, maybe we should jump into some of these leaks, huh? For people to start writing.
Oh yeah. We can hop into some of them. Oh, first of all, I guess we could talk about. I did do a video on this earlier, and they ran the picture, so you guys actually know a little bit what we're talking about. These leaks that we're talking about, these pictures that were posted on Windows Central today of the like Gothic, I don't know, it's like a tech demo or whatever. That's what these came from. right? And so you can see the tech demo, and they show off some impressive stuff. And you guys should check out that Windows Central article to see what we're talking about. To me, I thought it was interesting that they showed off this game, and I was hoping it was a real game, but I guess it's just a tech demo. But it looked kind of cool to me. Like, what's your guys' thoughts on that?
The bug alone, the insect alone, just showing off what they can do with higher detail texture mapping with Scorpio's RAM. That was pretty much the whole point of that little demo there. Just something as simple as an insect in the game world, and the difference there. And if you actually, we've all got the actual document, so we can see each layer that they applied a new effect with the extra RAM that Scorpio will have. I mean, if you think about it, that is just that one little bug looks drastically better with more RAM. You can imagine what else they can do with the whole world itself, right?
Yeah. And then what I would like to point out too is that on there, they have the information for people who have, that are porting games over either from current gen titles or from, current consoles anyways, the Xbox One S, whatever, PS4. And then they also have, interestingly enough, if you read it towards the end of all that, for people who are working on PC only titles, and they're saying to target, basically high ultra settings.
Yeah, from the beginning, start by targeting high settings, and then that's unoptimized. Yeah.
Well,
we can talk about the frame rate aspect of it, crap, if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says here on this slide what to expect from pre-existing titles. And in one little bullet point, it says frame rate is higher and more stable in parentheses. So that is a really good sign, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of an automatic frame bump, I guess, for games that have like a frame rate lock or unlock, right? So.
Yeah, they made mention of dynamic resolution too, how it's going to be maxed out for, whatever it was. So it was like 900p and it scaled up to like 1080p. It's going to max out to 1080p. And then like dealers said, it's going to have the frame rates and all that stuff, which that's plus for all those games.
Yeah, if you look at the pictures too, because it does a comparison, and those are uncompressed that they show. A lot of people were like dogging on the pictures. They're like, but it's just a resolution difference. That's because that wasn't a texture difference, just strictly the resolution difference. Obviously, when we're gonna delve into these. But what happens is they actually want developers, when there's any overhead left, to add stuff like the textures and things like that. So
effects and stuff.
Yeah, speaking on that, it says expect a quick port to Scorpio. Start with your high-end PC settings.
Yeah,
that's just start with your high-end PC settings. So they are just using PC settings right on the console, which is awesome.
I mean, this is and again, this is another first by us. We're the ones who basically put this out there to begin with.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, like. You can put two and two together with the article and stuff and what we're talking about here. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out what happened. But yeah, so exactly what you're talking about. It says expect a quick port to Scorpio. Start with your high-end PC settings. Expect about 4 times the resolution increase as a baseline. Use the extra memory well. Fill any extra frame time with additional effects. Guard carefully against increased loading stalls. Consider techniques like, obviously, here's Hellhammer's Troll, checkerboard rendering or dynamic resolution.
Yeah, confirmed. PS4 Pro 0.5.
And just so people know, the whole point of this document, which was leaked from an event for developers, this document is meant to help developers get the most out of Project Scorpio.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it does say consider checkerboarding if you need it, like games that run with 720p now. If they want to get it up to 4K, they did say that you could checkerboard it up to 4K. So
yeah, it had like a whole document just on the dev kits on how to use the damn thing. So I mean, it's all for the developers. I mean,
yeah, it was a massive file. It was like 115 megabytes for a document. It's pretty big.
Yeah, it took me 20 minutes to send it
to
you. Yeah, I was like, hold on, man. I was like, dealer, hold on, let me send this to you. I was like, it's not going to show up for like 15, 20 minutes though. You know what I mean?
Is that the best internet they can get over there, bro?
Yeah, that is. I mean, the hamsters are running overtime to even get that shit out there, dude. Trust me, it's like,
it's not good. It's not.
Yeah, the upload speed in particular. But I also wanted to talk about the Scorpio modes of operation here. New title, Scorpio Optimized June 2017 XDK. The title detects the type of hardware you're using. So that means that when you buy a game, it detects the hardware you're using. Automatic performance and quality improvements. explicit title rendering improvements for Scorpio, higher resolution. Now for pre-existing titles, loads and runs on Scorpio with no code changes on any approved XDK, automatic performance and quality improvements. What to expect from pre-existing titles: frame rate is higher and more stable, like you said, resolution higher, image quality is higher. More on that in a minute. Load times and asset streaming are faster due to the faster hard disk drive, DRAM, CPU, DMA. Also, I wanted to just kind of point out that what they're saying is, let's see, it looks like the Scorpio is designed to render games at 2160p. It has 50% faster hard disk drive. Like, what's the deal with that? Like, how do they get a 50% faster hard disk drive? Like, is that a little bit of an advantage, do you guys think?
I think they're talking about like throughput, like bandwidth and stuff.
Yeah, it's throughput. So
basically, they upgraded from a 5,400 RPM drive to around a 7,200 RPM drive.
Yeah, it's the 7,200 RPM drive. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, and that's good though, because if you play The Witcher 3 on PC and you die, you don't die of old age before you respawn. On the Xbox One, PS4, you do. I mean, trust me, it's worth having. It's a great addition, one of the better ones.
Yeah. On my PC, I have The Witcher 3 installed on the solid state drive, so that fucker loads in like 5 seconds.
Oh, fuck you, Trollhammer. It's a great addition to the console, and that's kind of one of the premium aspects to me. Something premium is something that's just kind of icing on the top, and you're going to have much faster load times for games in general, and it's absolutely essential for 4K textures. So they did say on the hard drive front, it goes from 40 megabytes a second of streaming data to around 60 megabytes, which is really going to help you with some of those load times. And it also says here, what makes a good 4K experience on Scorpio? It says solid frame rates, 4K rendering, higher resolution textures. You remember when motherfuckers used to say I'm lying about high resolution textures?
I saw somebody saying that on Twitter yesterday. They were like, "Dealer's an idiot." You know what I mean? I'm like,
because I mentioned high resolution textures, right? These fucking idiots.
I mean,
why else would they add 12?
We're gonna
I heard some fraud. He said UWP games, they use way more RAM than every other kind, so that's why it doesn't matter if it's 12 gigs. Like, shut the fuck up. Smack yourself in the face.
And that picture of the bug, and when you hit the slider and you see the high resolution textures loading in, that fucking blew my mind when I saw that. The detail on the eyes of the bug, it looks like a completely different image. Like,
and it has hairs on the legs.
Yeah,
hairs on the legs.
Yeah. Look at my hairy legs.
Look at these legs.
Like, on the shell itself, you can see like little lines and little grooves. It was really detailed.
To answer Paul DNB's question in there, he's like, will the 4K assets make actual game gigabytes any larger? They did talk about in the document as well. They said it's like a 30% increase to the file sizes and the packets and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
4K assets and 4K textures, so yeah, it's going to be a little
the 4K assets are going to make a big difference, right? Now, another thing that they did talk about on there, at least for my take on it, I mean, I skimmed over it, because I had on there. But from my understanding, obviously, they can't package the 4K textures onto the discs because Blu-ray still have a limited amount of storage data.
No bigger discs or anything.
Yeah, because
I thought they said too on that slide that's why compression techniques are going to be very important.
Yep.
Well, yeah,
for both downloading and other things like that. So
yeah,
it might be around 30% before they really take advantage of really good compression techniques, maybe.
Yeah, later on.
But even with compression though, I mean, look, like even if you get it down to say, because compression only does so much, especially for video and images and stuff. I mean, until it starts getting kind of wherever.
I'd say you're looking at a minimum of 10%, but if that's probably
So I mean, even at 20% though extra, right, on a big game, like say games that are already 60, 70 gigs, you're already there, and the end of a Blu-ray disc already. So it's going to be a download for the most part.
Yeah. So if your game's 50 gigs and you're downloading 20% on the 4K textures, you're basically going to be around 60 gigabytes by time you're done.
I mean, obviously, and that's of course, your mileage may vary depending on the type of game it is too, right? Like you look at Fallout 4 and the 4K assets on that is like 40 gigs.
And on PC, they give you an option to download a lot of these high resolution textures, so there might be a thing there. I don't know.
And I wonder if this GPU has some of the Vega elements with compression, because we know Vega is going to be compressing a lot of stuff. It's supposed to do it a lot more efficiently. I wonder if we get some of that technology to help with that.
I don't know about like Vega specific stuff. I don't think they really touched on any Vega stuff, but they were talking about like the DCC, the data color thing that Polaris and all that stuff does, which helps with all that kind of bandwidth and all that stuff.
Hang on, GKB, you were talking about disk sizes in 4K and all that. This is on a slide called Enabling Higher Resolution Textures. Yeah. It says here on the slide, gamers expect to experience more detailed worlds in Project Scorpio, which we will. Yep. It also says we've observed a 30% increase in on-disk package size with high resolution textures for 4K support. So they were able to squeeze some of these on the disk, which is great.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, you have to download so much.
So I must have skipped over that part. I was looking at all the more technical stuff.
Stop skipping stuff.
Yeah, you gotta read it, bro.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit to go through. Because at first I was like, well, Hellhammer, I don't have a way to view PowerPoint. You know what I mean? So Hellhammer, he was like, here, he goes, I'll get you something real quick. So then we're like sitting there looking at it, and I'm like learning this stuff too. So it's like I'm going over it, and I'm starting to get a little bit of a hang of it. So I mean, it is cool to know a little bit of the technical stuff as well. You know what I mean? So anyway, like I said, what it says plainly is Scorpio designed to render games at 2160p, 50% faster hard disk drive, 50% more memory bandwidth than the Xbox One, 60% increase in DRAM size, and 4.6 times the teraflops of the Xbox One. So that's all pretty good bullet points. And just to point out real quick, because a lot of people say Crap's full of shit and never gets any kind of anything, GKB and Dealer and Hellhammer, did I not send you guys legitimate documents?
Dude, this is 100% legit, bro. 100%.
Yeah. And the last time you sent them, they were fucking real. So if you don't want to believe that Crap, just because you don't like Crap, doesn't mean that the motherfucker's lying all the time. So, if you don't want to believe them, don't believe them. But
not all the time.
They're fucking real, right? So. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. You get where I'm coming from.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I get that shit all the time. It's like here's the thing with my channel, right? I do a little bit of everything, so it's like sometimes I'll do shit just to be funny. Sometimes it's a legit review or news or
like somebody needs to take your comparison of Black Ops on backwards compatibility seriously.
Yeah, like
the PlayStation version's broke.
Yeah, you need to render your videos better, Crab. The PlayStation version didn't even show up. It's just a blank screen there.
I just want to remind y'all, you can't be right all the time. Hell, I tries to make love to the mistress in the dark. Only half the time I hits the right hole.
If she wolf were here, I can only imagine the eye roll.
Eyes roll back and carve into her brain.
Yes, I mean that would be.
But you can't expect much crap from motherfuckers that don't know what a comment is. So
to speak to Crap's point, like about the documents and all that kind of stuff. Like I even questioned Crap when he said it to me. He's like, "Yo, I got this huge like document dump," and I was like, "All right, bro, people send you a lot of shit all the time. Is it legit?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, man, it's 100% legit." And then he sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, they are."
Because people, there are names on this, and you can literally go look at who these people are. Like, well, like we have a whole list of people that are working on this stuff that no one else really talks about or knows about, but we can't talk about it. But
and the reason being, like a lot of people will go, when I'll do a rumor video, right, like it's because I got something, and then they're like, well, where'd you get it from? How come you don't link the source? Oh, excuse me, let me just go link the person that gave it to me so Microsoft can like sue them. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna work out well.
Let's make people lose their jobs.
Yeah, I mean, look, people get away, especially if you're a high-end media person, you could do sources and stories without having to link a source.
Yep.
Yeah,
because that's the whole point of the media.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
it's going back to the texture thing real quick. There is a slide here called texture compression, and it's just the last thing we can touch on here because people probably have questions. Well, I'm going to download more. Yeah, you have to download a little more, but it does say they're really trying to incentivize devs to keep that burden down. They say it's important to reduce download and on-disk package sizes for Project Scorpio games. They also say always good to optimize asset compression, especially important with larger textures on Project Scorpio. So they're really trying to get developers to take the time to minimize the size. And they do this on PC too sometimes. So it's not like something they'll have to force them to do. They'll probably just take the PC textures and port them over already, whatever technique they've got in play. So
yeah. To the next point I wanted to talk was a bullet point. The first time that I've read it in kind of writing regards to Project Scorpio is their aim for frame rates to be consistent across all the Xbox One family of devices, particularly the multiplayer.
Yeah.
The single player, it states they can be more flexible on that, meaning you can have a I guess
60
a better
frames mode.
Yeah. So look, those that were worried that not that there's many multiplayer games that offer 30 frame game modes. You know what I mean? But so like if it's, let's say Destiny 2 for some reason runs at 30 frames per second in the multiplayer, just like 1 does, it's not going to run 60 on Scorpio.
Nope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to run whatever the base Xbox One and what everything else runs.
Most all the biggest games run at 60 online. Battlefield, Gears of War, Forza, Call of Duty, all these games, Star Wars Battlefront, and they did say, you could implement 60 frames mode in the single player if you wanted. But I think that policy of frame rate parity with the multiplayer will eventually just erode away. We covered this on Beastfire last night. Where to the point where, hey, maybe either the X1 can't handle 60 frames online, they'll say, fuck it, make it 30, or, they'll say, hey, go get a Scorpio, you want 60 frames. They're trying to keep visuals up on both platforms, right? So,
or devs can be smart and do it another way. The Xbox One version of the game, just dumb it down to like 900p, 720p for that 60 frames per second. That way, the Scorpio can have, a 4K.
Well, they already do that. That's the problem. That's why I say Battlefield 5 or whatever. They already drop as low as 720. You don't want to go lower than that, especially with TAA. You're just going to have Vaseline on your fucking eyeballs. You can't see nothing. So
I don't know if you guys ever played
they're
Final
already
Fantasy.
at that limit, D, and that's why they might just compromise on base frame rates for the base model.
Yeah. Did you guys play Final Fantasy 15 on the Xbox One at all?
I have not played it yet.
I have not.
It was probably not, right? But anyway, I know you got. I was playing it right when it first launched, and it's an okay game. I kind of like it, but it was like rubbing dirt in your eyes and looking like. I was like, why is it like? And I've never ever think that anything's. But when everybody's like, this game's blurry and this, I was like, this is bad.
That's what they mean. That's what they mean when they say the soft image. That's exactly what they mean when it looks like
the forefront was good, but it looked like everything behind it was out of focus, like horribly out of focus. Like the things up front looked amazing, and then once you got past the people, it was just like everything looked like you were.
The camera guy was nearsighted, bro. That's all.
Yeah, I was like,
that's all right. No, nobody needs to stare too hard at the emo boy band.
I can't believe I'm the only one here. I've never played a Final Fantasy game. That was my first one, mainstream Final Fantasy game. And I'm like, hey, it's decent. You know what I mean? But the graphics were really, really bad. The far away graphics. So I was like, and then I just now that's on. I got partway through it, and then a bunch of other games came out, and so I kind of switched off. And
I still haven't even finished Mass Effect yet.
Yeah, me either. So it's kind of bad, but look, a couple years from now, they'll probably be able to keep the frame rate and everything pretty decent on the Xbox One version of the games. It's not something some people have to worry about in the next few years. I don't think. You know what I mean? The difference in the frames per second in the multiplayer. I think you'll still probably, at least for the next couple years, still see 60. I don't see them dropping it any within the next couple years. I don't see that happening, but. Okay, the final Xbox Scorpio dev kits go out 3 days prior to the Tokyo Game Show. By the way, it looks like Microsoft is going to attend the Tokyo Game Show and Gamescom this year.
Hell yeah.
What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I think that the Tokyo Game Show thing is great. I mean, that shows that they're trying to pull in that stuff. Even the crap that we know doesn't sell well, they're trying to pull in enough stuff for everyone. I mean, look, they're obviously trying to kind of smooth things over with the JRPG and the Japanese games, the developers and that kind of thing. I mean, that goes over great.
Well, they need to do it as much as possible anyway, because this whole generation, people think it's obviously way underpowered, and they need to do everything they can to fight that regardless, right? So showing Final Fantasy, the newest one, running a Scorpio over there, I'm sure some people would be like, wow, that looks great. I might pick one up.
Yeah, they might sell an extra 5 Xboxes over there.
Maybe 4. Extra 5. 4 or 5, right?
4 or 5, yeah. I mean, look, the fact that Phil had that meeting over in Japan, I mean, that's probably good, right? This could be some of the merits from that. This is what I said. If you take away the fact that a lot of these quote-unquote exclusives that Sony has right now aren't even Sony-made games. They're just, I hate to be blunt about it, it's home team games, because the Japanese developers, and Sony's a Japanese company, and they have a Japanese presence where Microsoft doesn't. But with how easily it is to develop for Scorpio, and Phil Spencer went over there and could have got some deals. Some of these games that were exclusives might not be exclusives for long. You know, we
You
could
think he
still
went over
we could
there and
see.
just pulled his pant leg up and went, "Look at my hairy legs."
I think he's like, he probably went over there and, you know, smooth talk, maybe flash a little cash and said, hey, look, here's how easy it is going to be to get your games on Xbox. You can do it. One person can do it in 2 days. And what harm can it be?
I think he just
right?
went over there and held up the bug picture and said, "Look at these bug legs.
Look at the bug legs. Look at that. Look.
Are you sure he didn't call it the X bone? I mean, that's the popular thing these days.
He would never.
He was over there pumping them muscles, man. The dude looking buff in that one picture, man. You know, he looks like he's ready to punch someone in the face.
Yeah, exactly. Like he could have done something absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? Like, what happens if they come out at Tokyo Game Show and they're like, what's a good Japanese game? Somebody.
The Witcher. Oh, that's that one. Skyrim. No. Forza. Nope. Shit.
And I'm trying to say, well, you know what? The last one I can think of it's a Super Nintendo game, which is
what's that one that people liked? Automata. Near Automata. Right? Let's just say, for example, I'm not saying that's the one that's going to be it, but let's just say they go to Tokyo Game Show.
Coming to Scorpio.
Resident Evil 7 would be a good example.
Yeah, they're like Near Automata coming to Xbox. You know what I mean? Like that would be, because you guys remember, maybe you guys don't remember, but Final Fantasy didn't used to be on Xbox, and then it was a big like oh shit moment on the 360 when they finally got it on Xbox 360. Like that was a big like you know whatever, like oh shit, you know what I mean? Like that would be huge. They go to Tokyo Game Show and they go, now we've got Japanese support. You can quit crying like a little bitch. You know what I mean? Because I mean, look, I'm just being honest. Like fanboys use the Japanese titles as a way to start fanboy bullshit, right? Like let's be like the majority of Xbox owners probably don't care about those games. It is good to have these games on your platform because more is always better. But at the end of the day, the reason why they're not on the platform is probably because they're not going to sell well. Now, Scorpio,
I would appreciate it if you would take down the PS1 emulator. It's not right. So remove it. It would be much appreciated.
Yes, 12 Titans too, right?
Well, I don't know if you guys heard or seen this stuff that Microsoft is collaborating with Nintendo for the addition of the Mario worlds within Minecraft. That's going to be pretty cool.
Wow, you know I still don't give a shit. It's Minecraft.
But hey, it's a collaboration, a step in the right direction.
They collaborate their asses into building some more studios. That's what they need to do.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree 100%.
And they may have some more by now. Who knows? Right?
Yeah, like, hey, you're a big proponent of that deal, or you say Microsoft Game Studios is a large umbrella. They could have multiple things going on with that.
Yeah,
you know
I'm not
the
only one, because that's a fact, right? It's kind of like
it is, yeah,
a racing division, right? Like it's the same shit. They've got all their teams under one umbrella, making products for the whole company, and they have several studios under Microsoft Game Studios on all different levels of platforms. So we'll see.
Yeah. I think that's important for people to remember. Like, don't flip out about this shit. You know what I mean? It's like
at least wait till E3. Fuck.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to be at Gamescom too. So they obviously, while I'm firmly of the belief, and you guys can chime in after this, I'm firmly of the belief that they're going to have kind of a safe E3. You know, they're going to show off Scorpio, talk up how great these third-party games are going to look up there. They might have the new Batman. They might have the Splinter Cell. They might have the new Tomb Raider, maybe. I mean, like, I'm just spitballing here because they gotta have some kind of third-party deals, unless fucking Sony was like, none for you. You know what I mean? like
we trademarked the word third-party deals. You get zero.
Yeah. Like if you, like, honestly, like I'm thinking, like, if Assassin's Creed is Sony, too, and the Batman is Sony as well, then wow.
There's no way.
What I mean?
There is no way. Like the odds are so that would blow my face off of my skull. Like I would be very surprised. I think Assassin's Creed is definitely with Microsoft. They need it. They literally need it at this point. And Warner Brothers have already done some soft marketing with Shadow of War, right? They never really partnered with Microsoft before. I don't know if it's a full-on marketing deal like Rand had implied before. I don't know if that's been confirmed, but they have done some soft marketing. And I think for the first time ever, you might see Batman on Microsoft stage, and that would be awesome. Yeah. And they need to make it a point that every game they show on that stage is running in real time on Scorpio.
100% agree. Like GKB, what are your thoughts on like the E3 and like the safeness of it? Because a lot of people are getting hyped up. Like Scorpio should be the thing people should be hyped up about, but
Yeah.
Like to my point before, if you look at the top 20 best-selling games of last year, there wasn't an exclusive from Sony or Microsoft in there, meaning people are really just buying the multi-platform games right now.
Yep.
And and the previous year, the only one in the list was Halo 5. So with that being said, obviously Scorpio is big, and Microsoft is betting big on being the best place to play games.
Yeah, and you see that with like their narrative and everything that they've been pushing. Like, I think they already know that Sony's got a lot of these marketing deals, and they're pushing it and saying, "Hey, ours is going to look better and run better and blah blah blah," and that's good too. But I think as far as E3 goes, I think you're right. I think it's going to be a pretty safe one. I don't think they're going to have like super huge stellar stuff. I think they're going to have like Splinter Cell, possibly the Batman. That would be awesome. Assassin's Creed would be awesome, and those are good too. Those are good solid games. So I'll still be excited for it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like you're a big Splinter Cell fan. Like,
dude,
it's all
fucking can't wait, bro. I'm trying not to talk about it, dude, because I freak out.
Yeah.
You know what game's gonna shock a lot of people apart from Crackdown is oh shit, I forgot the name. Just slipped my head. No, this is a cartoon one. It's
Cuphead.
Cuphead.
I played Cuphead. That game is fucking incredible. The visual.
When did you play Cuphead?
They had it at a couple of Xbox events here in Toronto. So
okay.
So
and was it good?
It was fucking excellent. It was literally like you were playing a cartoon, like a live action cartoon. Yeah. And the gameplay, just the movements, everything felt right. It's very challenging though. You are gonna have a couple of rage.
That's my kind of game, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like that's a game that a lot of people are really excited about. I think that Microsoft has a good idea to have like some of these smaller games that get people excited. Like Ori did that. We're probably going to get Ori 2. I know like earlier Rand was like, there's probably not going to be megatons at E3. I think if Fable comes back, that counts as a megaton in my opinion.
Yep,
you know what I mean? Like, so again, I'm of the opinion that we probably won't see like something mind blowing because they're probably going to do Gamescom and might have more games there. I think this E3 is going to be more about here's what this game looks like on Scorpio and like some of that stuff. Like and to its point, like that's they got to stress the point. Yeah, that's the best place to play, right? Like steal Sony's slug line and say, hey, that's
they need to have a Fable CG trailer, right? At the least saying, hey, we are working on an actual proper Fable game that you actually really give a fuck about, not just because something got canceled and you act like you care, right? It was a free to play, the last one, right? Like nobody really cared about it until they canceled it. This is going to be a proper one, hopefully, and if they do show a CG trailer, that would be awesome. I think they'll do the same for Halo, right? Halo 6. Yeah, they'll probably reveal that a year ahead of time. But the thing is, Phil Spencer just said that he didn't want to show games off too far in advance. And I think Fable might be too early. Might be too early to show off this year, but I feel like they need to.
Yeah, exactly. Like even though he said it's a balancing act because that's a game that people still like. You know what I mean? And if he shows that, hey, he's still yeah, like he would show that he's still kind of committed to that franchise. I think it showed he was committed to it when he got an offer to sell it, and he didn't.
But he also said like he was not going to show stuff like too far out, but like if it's within a year, like I could totally see him showing some kind of like trailer, and then next year see the full game and it released.
What year did they cancel Legends?
It was over a year ago now.
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Yeah.
So if it came out next year. If it came out next year, that game would have 3 years or more.
Yeah.
Well, and you also have to keep in mind
you can speed up the development too because they have a lot of the assets.
He had the assets, and he had the.
I don't even want them to use the assets. Like start over. Just start over.
Hey, did you ever play that game? It was beautiful.
I'm sure it looked great, but they can read. You know what I'm just saying? I don't want them to just sweep old assets into a new game, Gran Turismo style for time. I want them to just have a concept, make no compromises on the vision, and that means don't worry about any assets, like unless they can redesign them and do it fast, right? But
what's wrong with Gran Turismo? They have 300 plus cars, 280 PS2 models.
Yeah,
it's the only game you can drive a dishwasher box around from the car.
Hey, I'd rather have 3 sexy nude ladies in my house than 20 fucking ugly ones down at the club. Come on.
I agree with you there. Hey, over 700 watching. Please hit the like button. We appreciate all the support. Thanks for coming out, guys. Yeah, it's fucking awesome, man. I really appreciate it. Hell yeah! What's up? Look at that. We got Harry Lake. Look at that fucking ladybug. It's amazing. If you guys haven't seen the ladybug picture yet, go check it out.
Windows Central.
That is the coolest breakdown.
Yeah, it's
the ladybug.
the ladybug is.
Harley Quinn is gonna look sexy. It's on Scorpio.
Oh, I'm Batman. Yeah, I'm Batman.
One thing I want to see Microsoft do, though, I really want them to push EA Access a lot more. It's such a great value. And just the fact that they don't have all these marketing deals, all they got to say is you can play this game 6 days early on Xbox Scorpio. That's it.
Well, that should be
They
EA's
did, like-
role, right? EA should be
well,
EA Access, not Microsoft.
Here's the thing, right? Like people, and I might be the first person that really brought this up, right? So Microsoft obviously has had their Game Pass idea for a while now, and they did it despite EA having something similar on their platform. And so they still out EA Access, and they're going to have their own thing kind of coexisting. Yet Sony said no to EA Access because they didn't want that to interfere with their game streaming, their own thing. Like, which one is more consumer friendly to me? And I saw an article to this effect that Microsoft is actually more for the gamers than Sony is. Like, Sony all day can sit there and claim to be for the gamers. Microsoft's out there doing it. You know, like that's to me is like a huge, huge difference. And when we start seeing these Scorpio versions, because look, we're all going to be playing Battlefront on our Scorpios a week before the Sony guys do. We're going to be uploading our footage. We're going to be talking about it. Everybody's going to be hyped about it, seeing that footage.
Playing the best version too while we're at it on consoles anyway.
Exactly. And I made this comment on BGST the other night, and some people were like, "What?" We're kind of pissed off, but I was like, I'd be embarrassed to upload fucking PS4 footage of these games when you got the fucking Scorpio. You know what I mean? Like your footage is going to look shitty. My footage is going to look amazing, and that's just something that people are going to have to deal with. You know what I mean? Like I can see streamers, the people that do walkthroughs, all these people are going to switch over because they're going to want the best looking versions. And to that effect,
I don't know about that, bro.
Mike,
still say the DLC.
Yes, shut up.
He said,
I don't care.
Up.
I don't care.
Shut up, look at my hurt leg.
People that do that, YouTubes and influencers, man, they're gonna go fucking for the DLC first, bro, because that's where they make their clicks. That's where they make their ads, bro.
Maybe.
Telling you.
But when you start seeing how great these games look on Xbox Scorpio, I think a lot of people are going to switch over.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Microsoft is going to gift Scorpios to a lot of these heavy influencers. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, that way
like, I might not
that way they have to hold their door open or to put under their TV stand or whatever.
Fuck you, Trollhammer. You fucking troll. Dude.
Yeah, no telling how many Xboxes that boogie motherfucker was gifted. Like 2 or 3.
Yeah, and you know, like
he's gonna get
Angry
go
Joe
outside and throw it on the fucking ground like he did with the 360.
Yeah, they hate me 'cause
Angry
I'm
Joe's
fat.
too lazy to channel to even upload anything about anything without a 5-second reaction. It's like he wouldn't fucking talk about it even if he did get one.
Here's my reaction. I'm surprised.
Trailer.
You know what I mean? Like, that sucked. I'm angry. I don't know. Like, come on. At least you gotta try a little bit. I guess I don't know, but yeah. So I wanted to talk about this because it was weird. And you could sound really stupid if this sounds like some Mr. X shit. But according to the documents, it looks like Xbox One S. Did you guys see this where it says it can render and like enable 4K rendering, which is optional?
4K frame buffer, bro. That's why.
Yeah, well, so what's that mean?
Basically, this is what I've come up with because it's not running it natively in real time during gameplay, and even on indie games, most indie games, it would probably have a really hard time doing this. And I'm talking about the really shitty ones. I would say that maybe if they've got some kind of POV file or some kind of like Mass Effect when you're landing on the Nexus, right? Yeah. That is a video. That is not in game. That's actually a video clip. They could take clips like that and run them at 4K.
Okay.
Technically.
Yeah.
Because they've got that HDMI 2.0. So they could do
the
stuff
Xbox
like
One has upscales and stuff to 4K. They're just talking about all that kind of stuff.
It's nothing you'll see in real time on games.
Yeah.
Well, no, I thought. Well, thanks for yawning on this, Hellhammer. But no, I just thought it was kind of interesting that it's like,
I'm pretty tired to be honest, but it's not because of the podcast.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I thought it was cool because it's like Xbox One S, the 4K non-HDR output single display plane. So I guess you could do like non-HDR output if they did that, right? Like it wouldn't be an HDR.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, if
What?
Yeah.
What? Did your internet kick in, D?
What's going on right now?
What's an HDR?
He's like, what the fuck?
Well, no. This 4K rendering thing, it says Xbox One S can do 4K non-HDR output on a single display plane. But I guess like what GKB and Dealer were saying is just that just means like if it's a movie or something, that they could. That they could render something along those lines. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting anyway, so I figured I'd bring it up so I don't sound like an idiot.
It is pretty interesting.
It is. Yeah, I could have just ran with a fucking video like, OMG, Xbox One S to do 4K.
Get the hell out of here, you jackass.
You got shit now, bro? Oh my god.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget the fact that also that it's going to be 4K HDR uploads from the Scorpio to YouTube as well.
Yeah, like that, and they can stream 4K as well. Like you can stream to like I don't know what places can do that. Beam can, but I'm not sure if Twitch can you stream.
That was actually a really cool part of the documents too, is they were actually showing developers how that incentivizing them to enable 4K 60 game recording, which was cool because it actually shows how the DVR system works in these documents. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fucking. I thought that was pretty cool as well. Man, that picture is all over the place now. I like seeing it. Like the ladybug and the doesn't that look like it'd be a cool game though? Like the lady or whatever with the steampunk and whatnot.
Just look at the eyes, like the detail when you switch over and even the flower that it's on. Look at the petals, all the little grooves, all the little pores in the petal.
And the perfect game title, Little Buggers.
Hold on, I still got this, dude.
I don't know. Like I keep looking at the female picture. I'm just like, I don't really care about that one. I like the bug one, and I like the Forza Motorsport stuff.
I want a bug game. God damn it!
Yeah, I want a big bug.
I do. I want the bug one too.
Have you seen bug shit in 4K? Now you will.
Yeah. Well. No, I mean, obviously, I would be pretty fucking cool with that
a game where you fly around shitting on people. Yeah.
I played worse. Let me think. What the hell is that damn game? Soda Drinker Pro. Like that game, in my opinion, much worse.
Bonus soda.
Yeah, bonus soda.
I don't know. I'm still shocked that you platinum trophy I am Mayo.
Dude, I platinumed that twice on Vita and on PS4.
Is that what your fucking Xbox gamer pick is about? What is
my gamer pick is?
Don't say it, bro. Don't say it, bro. I'll tell you.
I have a custom gamer pick. It was kind of a joke that I rub mayonnaise on my belly when Microsoft wins an MPD, right? So I had started joking around with Lady Foxfire about doing that for me, right? And her icon is a fox. So I was joking around about that, and Jay Williams, the graphic god, he DM'd me one day. He goes, check this out, crap. And I about like fucking died because it was that pic where she's like smearing mayonnaise on the rhino, and it's like this big
she's got like a paintbrush next to like a bucket of mayonnaise.
Yeah. And so I was like, that's cool. And so but for some reason I'm not able to actually upload it on the Xbox One like you're supposed to. But She-Wolf did this video explaining how you can do it on the PC, and it'll change it over there as well. Like you don't even need to be in them. Yeah, so that's how I did it. So I was like, okay, so I put that one up there just to see if it worked, and I must have got 30 messages. People were like, that's fucking hilarious, bro. So I just kept it. Like, it's funny. Like, I love it. I mean, I might change it eventually, but I love the idea, and I thought it was just like your friends, the people that you're friends with would be able to see it, but no, like people that follow you can see it. They all see it. You know what I mean?
And when it goes through certification, those pictures go through certification, right? When you submit it. It's a bot that does it. They have a program that you can use on Google that will just identify any, almost any picture you put in there.
Well,
so
I mean,
it's really fast, man.
Microsoft's been messing around with the image editing and the stuff like that, like in the back end, because I pay attention to that stuff besides just the Xbox stuff. And they've been messing around with stuff that can like auto Photoshop things and like auto search and define images better and that sort of thing. So it's really an ingenious system that they have set up for that.
Yeah, I think it's cool. But you know what's funny? Like back in the day, I used to do what the hell were we, ambassadors on Xbox, where we had to sit there and look at people's gamer tags that people reported and say whether or not they were offensive or not. And you could always tell that like people were butthurt because someone with like a tryhard name like II no scopes ZXII, like that's like a tryhard name, right? And then they would get reported for having an offensive gamer tag, and you're like, offensive. that dude just probably slapped somebody around in Call of Duty and they fucking reported him. You know what I mean? Like that was like the stupidest shit.
No,
ever.
it is like online gaming. He's probably an asshole too, though.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, obviously. I mean, who isn't? Because back in the day, it's like when you were playing games, it was kind of like, oh yeah, we went back and we played Black Ops 2. I was playing it with Mooch and GKB and She-Wolf, and Mooch was playing it first. He goes, crap. He goes, I was playing it without being in a party, and it took me back like to back in the day where there was this girl like having an orgasm on the mic and people were cussing at each other and he was like, it was great. And I was like, fuck, I missed it. You know what I mean? Like that takes you back because we all party up now. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of rare to actually be out of the party or whatever. But yeah, just definitely fucking cool stuff, man. Interesting. I like the idea that we can customize that. And also you can customize the shit on your, the hell is those clubs or whatever. Do people even use those clubs anymore? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like I got like 35, 30. Do you guys use them, GKB?
Yeah, I get on there every once in a while and say hey and all that kind of stuff. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I kind of figured
Hey,
as much.
all that kind of stuff. Bye.
Hey, bye. I'm GKB. I'm the governor. How you doing? 343.
That, bro, so just not.
I know. 343 Industry says the story in Halo 5 deserved this criticism, and that Halo 6 is going to be all about Master Chief. Like, what's your guys' thoughts on that?
Fucking good.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Multiplayer was
well, I mean,
probably the best it's been, but the story, bro. Yeah.
D must have worse internet than us.
I think Zandy's like using a megaphone to like, yell across the room.
You gotta cut us all up some slack up here in Canada.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be on Xbox Nation today. Let me get my megaphone, my lawn chair. I'm gonna sit outside and yell at the mic.
we had to spend half the day shoveling at our dial-up modem.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so. I mean, you just heard the joke. Yeah.
Like every 5 minutes.
Delayed laughter.
Nothing that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
D, what did you think of Halo 5 story, buddy?
I it was okay. It was a little all over the place, but it needed to be concentrated on Master Chief, and it wasn't, and it kind of was misleading, and
the advertising, right?
Yeah.
It was
just
so good.
Bring on 6 and let me play as fucking Master Chief. That's it.
Yeah.
And
if you're gonna have supporting characters, give them more than the charisma of a doorknob, right? Like, we don't.
Like, I thought Buck was great. You know what I mean? But yeah, Locke. I wasn't
a fanboy. The dude who fucking plays as it, dude.
Dude, Nathan Fillion is a beast, dude. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Buck was awesome, man. Buck was awesome, and I actually like Locke. I actually thought Halo 5 wasn't too bad. And that's me personally. It was a little disjointed, and like you said, it really didn't match up with the commercials. But overall, it was a pretty fun romp to play with your buddies. I didn't really care too much. Again, solid game. Yeah, they need more Master Chief because he really is the franchise. When you think of Halo, you don't think about anybody else but him. Like he is, they need some good stories. Even if they got to go back in time and show you like the early years of Master Chief, how he became the Spartan that he is, that would be pretty cool. You know, going from the before the fall of Reach, that sort of stuff, you know?
There's so many cool stories that they could tell, and the marketing for that, I was actually legitimately excited for Halo 5 story. But then I think about it now, I'm like, well, that wasn't nearly as misleading as any Destiny commercial. Yeah. Right? Like Destiny could have been sued for fucking misadvertising, like Led Zeppelin in the background, like all this cool shit. Like, what the fuck is it? It's not even the same shit.
Hey, dude, I'm with you. I was playing Destiny, and I was like, this is so cool. And then I was like, where's the story? Does your character talk? Like, what the hell is it?
I'll kill these 10 guys and get these glowy things and bring them back to me. I'll give you a cape.
Does anybody else agree they need to get rid of the fucking Prometheans? I think they're like I just hate the Prometheans. I think they're shitty fucking enemy. Like, they're just god damn. Yeah, they're just
Atriox and the Banished.
Yeah, bring those guys back. Bring the brutes back. Like I don't just anybody but the fucking
like, you're talking about the Covenant with Down syndrome, the guys from Destiny. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, no, listen, like, look, that's why they set up. I know people that who knows the 3 people that bought Halo Wars 2, but that story was amazing, and Atriox is a hell of a character. He's like,
it was a better story than Halo 5.
Yeah, that's what I said. And here's the thing, like, I had heard that Phil Spencer wasn't happy with Halo 5 story. Like when he went to play it, and there's those walking parts
that's what threw me off on Halo 5 on the story.
Yeah, it's like you do this walking level where you can't do anything, you don't fight or anything, and then you get an achievement afterwards. Is like you're like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? Apparently, like from what I understand, like that was fleshed out a lot more, and they didn't get to implement it or whatever. So hopefully, whatever they do with Halo 6, they've said it's going to be all about Chief. People like to play as Chief. Like I wouldn't even have cared if, but like he's not even in the game. It's not even not playing as him. He's not even in the fucking game.
Yeah.
And
then
what
I'd like to see the most, bro. Something that I would really like to see games start doing is stop making everything so perfect. Like in Gears 5, right? When they mount and jump over the cover, maybe make one of every 15 to 20 times they do that. Maybe someone catches their leg on the cover and almost falls, but he catches himself. Like things are too perfect in games. It's little details like that can humanize characters in games, right? You get what I'm saying? Like little bitty things.
Well,
like
let's just hope that Friday the 13th game turns out like the movies and people trip up in mid fucking air trying to run away from
Hey, no, you bring up a great point. I mean, what did you guys think about Friday the 13th? I didn't have that written down, but that's a fucking game that it's coming out May. It's coming out a month from now.
That game looks fucking awesome when I watched the trailer for it.
It stays true to the franchise too. It's some fucking gory killing in that game, man.
Yeah, did you see that? Like that's going to be a great streaming game. That's
can you still like moonwalk as Jason faster than people can run?
That's
what I want to do.
I don't know about.
Wait, was that a thing?
Yeah, like that's how he got it. Like when the camera was looking away, he was moonwalking his ass off, and he was just moving like 20 miles an hour. That's how he caught people.
Oh,
you guys are so far behind. It's in the bonus features.
As I was in one of the videos about the girl actually that runs to another shed and she goes inside and all of a sudden he's just mysteriously there. It's crazy.
Well,
yeah, that was the whole thing.
Tunnels like the Viet Cong, so I don't know.
Well, hey, I didn't watch it. I haven't really watched many Friday the 13th movies, maybe a couple. I know it's weird, right? I don't know. But the game looks fun from a standpoint of we used to play a game sort of like that. We used to call it Michael Myers on Call of Duty 4, where you make it hardcore mode and where you can do like friendly damage and stuff, and or something like that. I forget exactly how we played it.
Yeah,
and
you had to have it so friendly damage was on. Well, everybody was on the same team.
And you could only use a knife. Like you couldn't do anything to him. Like he could only use a knife, and you just had to run away from him. So yeah, we play a game like that. We used to also do cops and robbers on Call of Duty 4, where you would do like the where I think somebody was a cop, and then he would like catch him or whatever. I just remember ASAP and that Hellhammer. You like everybody else probably like, what the fuck is he talking about? Who's ASAP? But he used to go, hey, hands up, buddy, or whatever. Remember that? Like, because you do like the dead silence, and then you like they get you to the jail or what. I don't know. It's kind of weird, kind of funny, but that game looks really fun to me, and I'm really
people are like really confused by that now because that was like probably like game modes and shit that we made up.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't remember that.
How about sorry. How about the PlayStation Plus games for May? I just want to point this out. Maybe you guys saw these articles. They're like, the May Xbox games with golds are meh. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, they're shit, they're meh. I admit, because I have them all, they're meh, whatever. But the PlayStation Plus games on PS4 are fucking Abzu and Tales from the Borderlands. Now, Tales from the Borderlands is great, but it's nice of fucking Sony to drop a $5 because I picked that up on PS4 for $4 or $5. You know what I mean? Like a while ago. Like, so like, how are these two games getting praised? Like, I get they're probably good games or whatever, but that's not a good.
Didn't we just get like Borderlands 1 and then 2 and then all this other shit and Rise and you know, like they don't compare.
And the biggest problem I've got with it all is the fact that like a year ago, here in Canada, I could get PlayStation Plus for $49. I think it was it was $40. It was $39.99. I think it was $40, and like Xbox Gold was literally like almost $20 more expensive. And now to get PlayStation Plus, it's $70 for the year. I mean, it's still great value. Don't get me wrong, but like now, like they're giving you less and charging us more, especially if you happen to be here in Canada. It really fucking sucks. So
we need to find out who's fucking you guys over so bad over there, bro.
Oh, well, even with the friggin' the shitty the currency ratings, it doesn't make sense. Like we're literally getting screwed. A $399 console in the US is $400 or $500 here. You know what I mean?
The $399 console in the US is the same price here. Yeah, so it's like $100 increase.
How much is PlayStation Is PlayStation VR there, Noof?
Right now it is $649.
Yeah.
Man, that's
So almost
that's
$700.
$649 well spent right there.
And that's the full kit with the dildo controllers.
Yeah. And I got it day one. Like I traded in a lot of shit to get it, but it's fucking pricey.
Wait,
man.
you have PlayStation VR?
Yeah, I have it.
Somebody owns it?
Hold on. He sounded so ashamed, dude. What do you think?
Yeah, I got it.
You know what? It's a good experience.
I always hear that.
I think it's worth the money for me because I can afford it, but it is expensive, man.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
you're right.
have
It's
you
a
used
good
much?
experience. You experienced it. Now, when are you trading it in?
Experience paying too much for it.
No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep it because like I like 3D movies. You can also watch 3D movies in the VR, and I got a PS4 Pro, and I got it mostly for the VR because the VR games are a lot better in it. So that's why.
Okay. So I mean, what games have you played for it?
I've played Drive Club. I play mostly Resident Evil in it. It's pretty good. Man.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that's one of the games. Like a lot of the stuff on there is tech demos because I'm actually interested in it myself. Yeah. But it's like, is there really games? Like, did you play the Batman thing?
The Batman thing is fucking cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, see, that would be the stuff that I'm interested in. So I don't know. I think it'd be kind of interesting. But at the end of the day,
the price of admission. I'm going to be honest here. The price of admission is too much. Like I said, I can afford it. Yeah. And I buy and sell a lot of stuff, so I was able to trade shit in, so it didn't cost me too much. But to drop that amount of money on it, it needs to come down in price.
The Batman thing's only an hour long too, by the way, so it's more of an experience.
That is made by Rocksteady though, so it's kind of on point though. So I mean, that's
another one that was good. That's kind of a short experience was Call of Duty. They have the space mission when you're flying in space. They have that all in VR. And like when I was playing that, I literally like had a few moments of like, holy shit, because I felt like the weightlessness, like no gravity. Like I felt holy shit, like I was really there. Like the cockpit view that you have from in there, I can't really describe it. It is pretty good. And like I've been saying, a lot of people that want to try VR, just go to the fucking Microsoft store. Most Microsoft stores actually have VR in there. They have the Oculus and they have the Vive, and you can try it out there.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. There's also a Star Wars Battlefront mission or whatever that you can do with the PlayStation VR where you're in the cockpit.
I did that one too. That one is amazing. And the one with the PlayStation mission, to be really honest with you, that one, I was really impressed with the graphics in there. The graphics in that game, I was like, holy shit, every single VR game needs to look like this. Because that one fucking fantastic.
That's because they're using the Frostbite, which looks good anyway, because Battlefront 1 is 720p on Xbox One, but looks fantastic. I mean, you can see like the ice stuff in the ice and all that kind of stuff, and I think it looks really cool. So I mean, I think man, fucking fantastic.
And we got rated phenomenal this year.
Our games are like $69, $79 here.
Yeah, that's it. That's fucking expensive.
Even if you download them.
I got a question for D. Like, you have the PSVR. Like, is there any game on the PSVR that's like, you totally like justified your purchase with the PSVR? Because that's what I keep having an issue with. Like,
I would have to say probably Resident Evil because it's the full game. It's the complete game. It's not an experience. It's the whole entire game, and it's well done. And that game's fucking freaky in VR. I'll tell you that much, man.
So when you're playing that game in VR, your head actually controls in your camera view. Would that be right?
Yeah, your head controls. Yeah, so you can move your head around and you use the controller. You can like kind of. There's different ways of doing it. You can kind of like teleport ahead.
And the dildo controllers don't scare off the monsters?
You know what? To be honest with you, the dildo control
probably attracts more.
For what they are technically, they're pretty accurate. I was actually surprised by that. They're pretty accurate. So it's an okay experience. Like I do enjoy it. The HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift, they're obviously better. It's a lot cleaner. It's a more robust experience, but the PSVR, I think if it's like comes down to like $300, it's worth it for the average game.
So D, I just got to say something here, D. Even that though, in terms of Sony and how like scum suckers they are for like jipping people. I mean, you probably know, D, when those controllers first fucking came out, right? The PlayStation Move controllers came out. I remember because I sold them when I worked for fucking Staples, and they were like $30 a piece or something like that. Now they charge over $100 for like like 2 of them. Like all of a sudden now these things are like way more than they used to be. Like, what the fuck is up with that?
What I did, I kind of built my VR system apart, so I knew this beforehand. And I went to GameStop here. I paid $12 each for each of my fucking move sticks, where people are paying like $100 for them in the store. It's ridiculous. They're the same.
Yeah,
it's the exact same. They didn't even make a fucking difference on it. It's the same shit.
They just pulled the old ones out of the warehouse and sold them to the
all the back stock. They're just like, let's get rid of them and charge them more.
Do it quick before they figure out you could just paint some used dildos off Amazon with neon paint and use those instead.
Hey, I have a Move controller still, like from one of the original ones, man. It came with the kit and everything, like the little eye toy doodle thing and the fucking the glowy
that
thing.
Stuff. I remember you were playing that all day when you got that.
I don't all day. I fucking think I was playing it all day. I fucking played that. I played that damn the hell's that game? That one fucking game where it was you do magic spells and shit or whatever. Like I played that game. I mean, I thought that was pretty good.
Really cool.
Like it was. I mean, I thought
the tornado spell, and then he did the fire spell, and he had a fire tornado, right?
Yeah. That was the one. Yeah, that was it.
I was always trying to get him to pick up one of those Wonder Books.
I'm like, as you guys know, I'm like fucking Googling this damn game right now. I'm like trying to figure out what the fuck.
Enchanted or something.
PS3
sorcery.
Magic. Yeah, sorcery. There you go. I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, okay, sorcery. Yeah. I'm like, look, I'm Googling PlayStation. This is what I Google. PlayStation Move game PS3 Magic. It's like sorcery. Gotcha. Yeah. So anyway, I got a couple more topics I want to kind of speed through. Xbox FanFest tickets were gone in less than a minute today. Plus, I guess people that got confirmed last time, they got their 3-month Xbox Live Gold card, so that's good. But anyway, they also apparently the ones that got screwed over still got an invite to E3. Not FanFest per se, but they got an invite to E3. Well, what's your guys' thoughts on that? This whole FanFest shit.
That was cool.
I thought it was hilarious that they sent the apologies without the code. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny actually.
But they didn't have
it's
to
like
anyway. So it's nice that they gave them the code, and I think at the end of the day, the guys that aren't getting into FanFest, I think they'll be happy with just being able to get into E3. So it's a good compromise.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Like GKB, did you guys obviously probably weren't able to get any, huh?
No, man, like there was a lot of issues still with the whole website thing. Like you would click on it, like I literally clicked on it like instantly when it came out, and it was just like loading. A lot of people were having issues like that, and I forgot his name, but the guy who was running the FanFest thing on Twitter DM'd like Phantom and all that stuff, and was telling him what the issues were and all that kind of stuff. So they definitely still had some issues, but it's good that they're taking care of everybody. Not a big deal. I can't make it. That's fine. I'll try next year.
Well, you know what? I was like, I was trying to get them too, because I figured if I got them, I could probably hook somebody up. You know what I mean? Because I know I wasn't going to be able to make it. But so literally, I was there the second they went up.
Yeah.
It fucking it was like did that little spinny thing, like loading, yep. And then like a minute and a half later, it was like, oh, I've been redeemed. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
like,
dude,
you know what I mean? Like, I think only one person, I think Inferno got in, but he might be the only one. Like, people that I know are huge.
Thousands of people clicked on that button the same time you did, like tens of thousands.
You overloaded the servers.
Yeah.
Honestly though, YouTubers like yourself, like Z, like some of the pro Xbox channels, you guys should just be getting them. You should be getting these invites instead of them sending it to guys like Boogie that that give two shits about the Xbox brand.
Yeah, you know what? Unfortunately, is due to, I mean, look, and I usually don't talk about this shit, but just the negative stigma, I think, and there's been a lot of like fake things said and like fake crap, like the same problem that dealers have, but even worse a little bit in some ways, where there's the fake crap gamers or whatever.
You know how many fake crap gamers are out there? A lot.
There's a lot of them. So I mean, look, and I put my foot in my mouth a few times or whatever, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like they don't like controversy. Microsoft explicitly doesn't like controversy, so I think that is a bit of a it's like I didn't really try. Like I could go to E3 and I could probably like attempt to get in there and there wouldn't be a problem, but with some of the I guess more controversial elements make it so people like me and Z, like we've been like huge supporters of Xbox, you know what I mean? And it does kind of.
I remember before I even became a part of this, YouTube thing that I joined up to you guys, I subscribed to you guys, and it was so toxic, the Xbox community. It was such a stigma to be an Xbox owner, and you guys, help. You saved the brand. I really believe it was YouTuber like you guys that really saved Xbox, because at launch it was fucking hurting bad.
we got to remember one of the main culprits. He just flopped to PlayStation, so
yeah,
that's 90% of the issues just went that way.
Yeah. we took the beat. We took a bit of a beating. You know what I mean? And I remember it was like so funny that people were like, "Oh, well, you only like Xbox for views or whatever." It's like, I could get way more views being a PlayStation guy.
Somebody said you only like Xbox for views.
Yeah, like it's like
we could be better Sony YouTubers than the best Sony YouTubers. Like at that rate, Jesus Christ.
100%. And by the way, if Sony wanted to pay me a bunch of money, then sure, man, I'd be on that train in a second. No, I'm just fucking with you, but no, because I couldn't stand playing PlayStation long enough for that shit. You know what I mean? Like, how can you fake pretend it? Like, there's occasionally PlayStation games I enjoy, like baseball or Uncharted or whatever, but at the end of the day, I can't wait to get off that shit and back on my Xbox.
Since I've been using your old PlayStation, I've gotten at least another 30 minutes of use out of that out of a PS4.
Yeah. Well, crap. You remember a couple of weeks ago, you and Mooch went and played fucking Drawn to Actually, GKB jumped in there as well, and just how fucking confusing it was to go through the whole ordeal to get a game set up, and then here it is. It's like game with not even really complex graphics, a 4-player fucking versus game or whatever it is, or 4 versus 4, and it was like lagging and geez, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was really bad. Like we enjoyed it. Like it was me, Noof, Mooch, and GKB were playing Drawn to Death, and the voice chat was terrible. We were live streaming it.
I want to make a point that it was not the game's fault. It was PSN was fucking terrible.
Yeah. PSN was really bad. My voice chat was coming in like terrible, just absolutely awful. Like again, just getting back to the point with like all this stuff, like BGST, we had actually started getting some interviews and stuff with some developers and things like that. And then what happened was, it wasn't even necessarily PlayStation guys that kind of kiboshed that. It was other Xbox dudes that were jealous. They did it. So I mean, like, if you ever wonder why Crap doesn't hang around with certain quote unquote Xbox Xbox people or whatever, that's why. Wow, Ghost in the chat. Crap Gamer is around the same weight range as Boogie. Fuck that, dude. I wear a 3XLT shirt. Guy's a Boogie, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Get out of here, man.
You're fat, Crap Gamer.
You're fat, Crap Gamer. You're fat as Boogie. Man, I mean, come on, get out of here.
It's like, it just makes it easier for you to crush the guy that said that by just rolling over him, if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, come on, hey, come on.
He must be wearing the same goggles or glasses that Bubbles wears in fucking Trailer Park Boys.
I don't know, man. Like, what the fuck? It's like, damn, man. Anyway, so one more thing. Maybe you guys saw this. Night Trap, the 25th anniversary. Like this game. Like,
oh, dude.
There you go.
Guys, I mean, I just want to point this out. Mooch was like, nostalgia, I'm getting it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. Apparently he liked that game back in the day. Like, what's your guys' thoughts on like these weird...
Well, what is that? Like a 480 game on DVD, fucking upscale, or what the fuck is that? Like,
it's a Sega CD FMV
game, right?
That was grainy as fuck back in the day. Remember when it first came out?
Yeah, well, it has to look like that in order to keep that look going.
Yeah, it's
without censoring itself, right?
Yeah, like that was like, I mean, that game was one of the reasons why we have ratings on our games nowadays.
What platform is that coming back with? Is that coming to Xbox?
Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
What the fuck? You could have all kinds of little trigger happy fucks getting pissed about that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, is that game even considered like that nowadays, though? I mean,
I think it's the concept that you're such a creeper in the fucking game. It's like, it's like you're Ted Cruz. It's like you're Ted Cruz, sitting in someone's house basically, and you're playing Ted Cruz in the game. That's what you're doing. That's why it's so.
Hey, are you saying that it's going to sell more on PlayStation?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not doubting you. I don't know. Nostalgia, dude. Is this a game that you're like, what's the deal with FMV? Because isn't there another FMV movie that just came out?
Yeah, I forget what game it was. We were talking to Rand about it.
Yeah, where it's like it's an hour long or whatever. I forget what it's called, like Night Shift or some shit.
Yeah.
Hey, to newer gamers, this is new shit. This is next level shit. Never been done before.
Yeah, full motion video. It's amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
What is this DVD technology you're talking about?
I think it's a cool idea that they're at least. I mean, this is something that even though it's like known for how bad it is, at least it's kind of preserving game history, giving people a chance to go back to it. I mean, let's face it, right? The Sega CD is almost 30 years old, in like 3 or 4 years. So does that
it'll sell 1 million copies because it was such a controversial game. I bet you.
Yeah.
As Dealer and I both know, don't go dissing the disc drive technology. You know, apparently PlayStation fans think that the 4K Blu-ray drive is pretty stupid.
I saw that. I mean, I saw that, but like, how do you damage control having a 4K player? It's like, I don't know, but
because you can stream all the brand new movies on Netflix right day where they come out, can't you? So, you know, what's the point?
but it's like they damage control this.
Does anyone here actually watch 4K?
Go ahead, D.
Yes, so
I have.
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
It's a huge difference between streaming and physical media. Just the bit rate alone, like it's a big difference. The quality is night and day.
I'm already building a collection of 4K Blu-rays, and for those that want to get a movie right when it comes out, like I picked up Rogue One. Even though that doesn't come in 4K, that's just one example. If that were in 4K, which Disney are actually moving all their stuff to 4K later this year, then I would have got it there. But I'm just saying, any new movie that comes out, you can't just go to Netflix and watch it that day if you want to own it, right? Like, you want to own it, you want to take advantage of your 4K panel, then you're going to pick it up 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah, exactly. And even though they say 4K, nobody buys that shit, I think that the fact that the adoption rate for 4K Blu-ray is faster than the regular Blu-ray.
Overrate it.
Yeah, because you're noticing they're going back and porting old movies like I Am Legend and stuff to 4K now. Like that's how you know.
Well, one.
4K Blu-ray is just the HD DVD.
Well, no, it's not. I have HD DVD, and then about like probably I have over 100 HD DVDs too.
Do you know that HD DVD actually was the superior format?
Yeah,
no,
that's what I'm talking about.
It was a 25. It was a 25 gigabyte disc as opposed to a 50 gigabyte Blu-ray.
The quality was higher.
I don't know about that.
No, it was. They did a demonstration at the time. The quality was higher.
No, listen. Look, here's the thing. Like, I bought, I had the 360 HD DVD player, still have it, and probably like 100 HD DVDs. Some of them not even open. But my thinking was HD movies. You know, I got a bunch of them. Even like the first Transformers movie, and what's some of the other movies I have? Like, I have that one. I got a shit ton of them, you know.
The cool thing about 4K Blu-ray player is that it also plays regular Blu-rays, which people don't know. Like, I got a question about that the other day. Like, somebody said that's why Sony might not have come out with a 4K drive, because they didn't want compatibility issues. And 4K drives play regular Blu-rays, so.
Yeah. Next gen swears up and down that the PS4 Pro Slim is going to be is going to have a 4K Blu-ray player, and I'm like, I just don't see that happening.
Sony will have to eat their own words, because they decided for their fans.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, they went out and made a statement about how none of their fans want that and all that stuff, even though there are petitions and shit to get one on there. So
yeah,
they're gonna have a lot of blowback, because they released the PS4 Slim. They didn't put it in it. They released a PS4 Pro. They didn't put it in it. And if they were to do that, there's going to be a lot of
they would lose their minds.
Absolutely.
No, I mean, here's the thing, though, right? Like, you think that, but then you got all these Sony people who basically will just like gloss over anything any wrong that they do. Sony can do
it's putting the hat on Barbie and then selling it as a new Barbie. Like, yeah, that's probably
the reason why I don't think they're going to do that is the simple fact that they just released a standalone 4K Blu-ray player that is pretty cheap. I think it's like $300.
Yeah, because of the X1S.
So them releasing that on a PS4 Pro Slim, they're effectively gonna kill that standalone player, because I'm pretty sure right now the number one Blu-ray player is the Xbox One S. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it probably is. I mean, like
well
it
over
was
$1 million already. So yeah,
it was a cheaper one, so absolutely. The last thing I wanted to end with was Sony has a streaming service. It's like movies and TV called Crackle. They switched over to the Azure cloud to stream their movies. I just found that funny. I don't know. Just kind of wanted to hear what you guys thought.
Like literally?
yeah, like they
literally
use
they
Microsoft
switched to
Cloud
using
service.
Azure.
Wow.
Yes, to stream their movies and
Wonder
stuff.
why.
Yeah, it's kind of like a free Netflix type deal. But yeah, they I just thought that was fucking hilarious. I don't know.
It's
maybe
free
you
if
guys
you like a
don't.
lot of B movies.
Hey, they had the
Yeah.
Dead Rising movie on there. That was actually pretty good, I thought. So,
Oh god.
and they actually had some episodes of Seinfeld before it came to Hulu. So,
Did you say
I was
the
gonna
Dead
say,
Rising
Netflix.
movie was good?
yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Didn't you like it?
Sorry, which movie?
That's- wow. Okay.
GKB is
Dead
about to kick
Rising?
a baby.
Oh, Dead Rising.
I was watching that shit, and that fucking thing was terrible, bro.
Oh, you thought it was
Yes,
terrible?
yes,
To each his own, bro. To each his own.
Huh?
Those guy was in it.
I like that movie.
Okay, bro. To each his
Yeah,
own.
yeah, it was him. Yeah, he was in it. I thought it was pretty good. I don't know.
Crapgamer is known to not like some good movies.
You're crap gamer.
You're crap gamer. You like bad movies. No, but hey, Hellhammer can't talk because he doesn't like Firefly. So there you go.
Well, yeah, that
Oh,
show fucking.
Dude, you gotta kick him off the show right now, bro. Get him
That's
off
what
the
I'm
show,
saying.
dude.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't like Firefly,
Straight
but
up-
because he would
straight up
never
one of the
watch.
Straight up one of the most garbage TV shows I have ever watched.
What about the movie?
That is just a
Never
horrible.
watched it
He
because
never watched. He never watched
well,
past
when
the
I watched the
opening
movie when the show was so bad.
Yeah.
I can practically see She-Wolf giving you a bitch slap upside the head right now.
Hellhammer will redeem himself because he does like Buffy though. So there's that. But anyway, with that,
That's the
we've
most
actually.
terrible show ever.
Oh, fuck you guys, man. Please hit that like button. We're close to 400 likes. I'd like to get there by the end of the show, which is pretty much now because we're at the 2-hour mark. I want to give some people some time to do a little bit of outros. GKB, what do you got going on, man?
Everything, bro.
Yeah,
No,
you guys usually like.
we're gonna be streaming some games and all that kind of stuff today, this week. We're gonna be on the Shop Podcast, back on Console Corner next week, and then back on Xbox Nation. Hopefully, She-Wolf will join us.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Even though
we
we did
talked
talk
about
about
games,
hardware
though.
tonight, yeah, we did. She probably could have chimed in with the games. I mean, she could have, but whatever. She did do back to back with Ladies Night and then Console
cool.
Corner.
That shit's cool. You guys fuckers shut up. Come on.
What?
Time games. I love them. Okay. And Hellhammer, what do you got going on? I got nothing going on.
Yeah, nothing. I'll be back on here next week.
Yo, did you ever get that
Otherwise-
video up, bro?
No.
Oh
Never
my
have time
God,
to upload. Never have time to
He
upload.
had plenty of time. No, he
No.
has plenty of time to
Every time I turn around,
upload.
I'm like, man, I'm gonna upload this.
Dude, you
upload a
literally just have to
video.
hit the button, and then you could fall asleep. It doesn't take that much. You don't really.
Yeah.
That's what I do sometimes.
Hellhammer, I hate to break it to you, but at your rate, I got a funny feeling that Sony will have updated the UI before you get your next video up.
Oh, that's cold blooded. Holy shit! Well, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, otherwise, you can find me on Twitter at XXHellhammer or on Xbox Live XX Space Hellhammer.
Oh yeah. Dealer, what do you got going on, man? Videos. Aye, Space Dealer. Aye. Slap ponies.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time sitting on M4G learning how not to spell. Yeah, I did do a video not too long ago about an older article, and I'll be releasing one tomorrow as well. And follow me on Twitter at dealer_gaming. I'm doing a Battlefield 1 giveaway, so tune in there for more details.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. And D, man, thanks for joining us. What do you got going on, bro?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I got I've been playing around with my Galaxy S8, so I'm about to put some impressions, my review of the phone up on.
Wrap that bitch in Kevlar, bro, before it explodes.
Wait, that only happened to like 80% of the last one.
And it only happened to 80-something%.
80%.
I saw a video, those guys that they do the teardowns on the phones and they chop the phone in half, and the guy actually stabbed the battery and it didn't explode. So they actually prevent the battery from physically exploding now. So that's
I don't know, man. I mean, nobody stabbed the other one and it still exploded. So
Yeah, you're
We'll
just
see.
sitting there, and next thing you know, you're on fire.
like, what the fuck? My ass cheeks are burning.
And Noof, thank you for joining us, man. What do you got going on, dude?
Hey, man, it's good to be here. here. Same old shit, different pile, man. Still playing Mass Effect, trying to get through that game. I just love that game. I could play that like for days on end. Hopefully I'm going to try to get some new videos up here really soon. And I got a few ideas tinkering around in the old brain of mine that, I know that seems like an impossible mission. But no, it's all good, man. Just same old, same old. Are
you still
forward to thanks for being on the cast.
GameStop.
No, I didn't rant at GameStop people. I gotta go see
that day, man. He's like,
I gotta go see those
people.
I gotta go see those pricks here on Friday when I pick up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Hopefully somebody's gonna pick that up too.
It's Mario Kart new. Mario
Kart 8 Deluxe.
Mario.
That'd be awesome.
Yes, and
that's pronounced Mario, right? Crap.
Yes, Mario. Thank
Didn't
you.
you used to say
Super
Mario?
Mario Brothers. No, I never said Mario.
Really?
Mario. Yeah.
Maybe that's
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, that's like somebody else was saying that, man. I'm Italian, man. There's no way I would say.
I just
Mario.
noticed sometimes you pronounce things in an interesting way, so you know.
I put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Sometimes I do that. So
I think it came out of Canada because up here, one of our most famous hockey players, a lot of people called him Mario Lemieux. I don't know if you've heard of the guy, but a lot of people used to call him Mario Lemieux. So.
She-Wolf just admitted it. She's the one that fucking says Mario, so thank you. Yeah, and I just wanted to say that MNC Mornings on Sunday, we're going to be giving away a year of EA access. All you have to do to enter to win is call and leave a voicemail, MC Space Mornings on Skype.
Oh, man.
You can do it that way.
Can I call and be like, you're fat, crap gamer. You're crap.
No.
Leave it at that.
No.
How many messages do you guys get? Any messages like that you got to filter out at all?
I don't know. Jay Williams handles all that stuff. Yeah, probably. I mean, luckily it's just mostly fans and stuff. But yeah, a year of EA access. We might even give away a 3-month card because some people donated them when they got them for the fiasco with the whole FanFest stuff. So a few people gave us those 3-month Xbox Live cards. We're probably going to give some away as well. So call in MC Space Mornings on Skype. Leave a voicemail for us for Sunday. That's all you have to do, and then you're entered to win. Boom. You know what I mean? A year of EA access.
The letter M and C, not MNC, right?
Yeah, MC, like Mick. like Mick Mornings, like you pick it up. So yeah. So anyway, hey, thank you guys for watching, man. We had over 700 watching, man. Thank you guys on the panel for coming out. It was a fun show. We'll catch you guys next time. Rack 'em up.